Hello, welcome to the Makers Making Podcast, episode 16. I think we're up to now. Sorry for the delay. We're having a little bit of issue. Um, EV Mux only wants to allow one Canadian on the show at a time for some reason. Um, it keeps thinking all of our
Sorry,
Canadian
yeah.
guests are the same person. So when one joins, it kicks the other. But I'm Alex, Projects in Dad's Garage. And then over there, we got my buddy and yours, Captain Kern.
Oh, me. Okay.
Captain Kern, tell
Hi,
me a little
everybody.
about yourself.
Hello. I am Captain Kern, and I'm the creator of chaos and nonsense over the interwebs, pseudo maker, and quite outstanding moron. But hi. I stream and somewhat kind of content make content sometimes, and I'm a friend of the guy over that direction, and friend of that person down there too sometimes.
Sometimes we
No,
just take
all the time.
take days. Yeah, we take days
Yeah.
that it's okay.
All the time.
That's what that's what I said the last time I was on a podcast with the zombie. We said some days on Mondays we're friends. So yeah.
Yeah, and then tonight's guest, Pezliz. In case they don't know who you are, tell them who you are.
My name is Liz, aka Pez Liz, and I normally stream over on Twitch, twitch.tv/PezLiz. I'm also starting to build up content on YouTube, and I stream 5 days a week, all different types of 3D printing content, and just in it to learn and share and empower others. So, Captain Kern's cheers. So, I'm also known as that. Yes, that
That's
lady.
the first time I've ever drank out of this, just for you.
There we go.
So, Liz, I don't know if you've ever caught the show, but it's just a roundtable discussion. Talk a little bit about any news that may be going on. We talk a little bit about what projects we may be in the middle of, and then run off chasing squirrels and see where that ends us.
So
I like squirrels.
I have big question for. I have the biggest question in the world for the Queen of Filament.
Okay.
What do you think of the new matte colors from Polymaker?
Oh, I'm super excited to try them out. I guess one of the biggest trends in 3D printing right now is matte colors and a lot of neutrals. So Polymaker's sort of answering the call. I don't have any of them in my hands right now. It's really funny because the way that the launch has been going so fast, like usually I get stuff in advance. I have a show every Wednesday called Imprinting Color, sponsored by Polymaker. So I showcase all the filaments and stuff. So the launches are happening so fast that I didn't get them in my hands yet, but I'm really excited to try them out. And they actually partnered with the Kit Kiln. And of course, if you've seen Kit Kiln's models, he loves matte filament because of the way that all of his things assemble. So one of the first things I think he's doing is the Simpsons, which is fun because he does all the chunkables, I guess. So that'll be fun. But recently, Polymaker revamped their PLA Pro, their Polylite PLA Pro, and now it's Polymaker PLA Pro. So I was playing around with that really recently. So yeah, but I'm excited for the mats. Great colors.
Hard to print with sometimes.
Yeah, so when you're printing with mats, you definitely have to tune in the filament, get the temperature and everything just right, and remember that it can be abrasive. So take care of your nozzles, especially if you've got brass nozzles and things like that. So yeah,
Buy hardened steel and diamond only.
I've never printed with a diamond.
Your printer.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, there's so many fun. That's the fun thing. Like, I've got bamboos in the background, but you can still mod those things till the cows come home, which is really fun. Like every single printer, except the only printer I was never really able to modify was my first printer. I had the Focus Odin 5. The only thing I was ever able to change on the Focus was the build plate. So I changed out for an Alti stick at the time. And then aside from that, couldn't add auto bed leveling, couldn't, like, there was nothing you could do unless, because the way that the motherboard was, it, like, the connection, and it still had like those big ribbons. It it was not really easy to modify. I know that I gave my printer away to Numeric, who lives in Montreal, and he clipperized it. So I mean, I guess you can, but I don't know.
Nifty.
Anything is possible. If I can build I built a Cocoa Press. So I was a beta tester for the Cocoa Press. I had never done anything more than tried to tinker with a printer before. So that's a Boron
I remember
V0.
that.
Yeah. There may have been some tears, running belts, because the kit that I had only had belts long enough for the project. I had no extra equipment. I mean, now I have extra things, but I had no extra fasteners, no extra belts, nothing like that. So that was a really interesting first experience.
Oh, there's
And
a nifty
now,
dude in chat.
oh, who's that? Oh,
The
bearded
bearded
printer?
printer.
Yes. What do I have? Oh, I have his cupcake right on my lap. I just realized. Like, what do I have of bearded printers? Right here. But my latest project that I'm working on, beta testing, if I could just, take over the whole space here, is I am working as a beta tester for the Panda Treat. So what do you guys know about the Panda Treat?
Not a
Does
thing.
anyone know anything?
I've heard of it. Don't know anything about it myself.
Okay.
I
So
saw
the
it
Panda
on
Treat,
that form next thing.
yeah. So if you watch Joel Telling's video from Formnext, that's probably the most information, the best information you're going to get. But essentially, it is an ink, basically a food safe inkjet that uses the same technology as all of the Panda. Like, I have the Panda Nomi on this printer. You can see the little heart beating back there. So it uses the same technology as all of the Panda gear. I have the Panda Aura too on that printer too. So it uses that same technology, but what you do is you take the I have it on the A1 Mini. So you take the parts fan off, or you don't actually, sorry, you just disconnect the parts fan, plug in where the parts fan is, and it's an attachment on the actual 3D printer. You use the Panda software with your Bamboo or whatever printer. They're working on having lots of different printers, and it sends all of the signals to do an ink print onto food. So I have been doing some fun stuff. One of the first things I did was, let me see. I have all my food items here. So let me see.
But can it print on chocolate cake?
It would have to print on white chocolate because it is the same as like ink. With an inkjet printer, you wouldn't be able to print on black paper unless you had special ink for that. So first thing I did, of course, was just the Pezla's logo.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And for anyone who watches my streams, you know that I say shoosh a lot. So my shoosh emote. And then I thought, what would happen if you open up the Oreo? This is a little bit smushed, but I have shoosh right there. And this is like 3 days old now. It's 3 days old now. So then I was like, okay, what else could I print on? And
that's why it's green.
So I realized, okay, exactly. So then I thought, why not on, I was trying to figure out what I had that was a printable food service. So I printed my logo onto a tortilla. So this is just a cut tortilla. And this is just one pass of the ink. And then this is 2 passes of the ink. And then I have, on my stream the other night, I had people had a redemption so they could do it. So I did Legends of Zelda logo. I noticed that like after a few days, the some of the inks sort of bleed a little bit with the oils, you know, that are in the food. And this was Tulsa Skin. Tulsa Skin sent me this. So like pretty clear pictures for, you know, for something that's meant to be eaten. And of course, if anybody knows my thoughts, don't stab the bag. I am anti filament bag stabbing, so I have my don't stab the bag on
So
this.
before tonight,
And
that means I have to stab a bag, right?
break my heart. I did realize that for some surfaces, if they're uneven surfaces, uh, definitely it's going to work differently. So this was a marshmallow, and that's my hex hearts in the background. But the marshmallow sort of turned out uneven. But and today I did an uncrustable sandwich, but I ate that for lunch. The
So
evidence is gone.
will it print to plastic though? Could you like potentially like let's say you're making a maker chip, do a couple layer of clear filament, then print to it, and then do filament extrusion over top of it?
From the looks of it, that is the future of the Panda Treat. So the technology is the technology, and the beta for that has started with food items. If you see the Formnext video, it's on lattes, and I think at Smurf this year they did it on cookies. They did it on little oatmeal cookies. So I think that is the next logical step. If you can get an inkjet to work, then yeah, the power is there. So, and it's a pretty interesting process. Just it's kind of foolproof. Like you have to have the put in the dimensions, the measurements of what you're printing. You have to home first, so it knows that there's nothing on the build plate, and then from there you're able to set up your print and go. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm actually maxing out the volume that I can do on the A1 Mini, which is I think 130 millimeters. And so I have like a little mini cheesecake, and I'm gonna print on that and see how that does. But it's pretty cool.
So are you giving out maker chips this year, or are you giving out Oreos?
I am gonna. I'm this weekend. I'm going to. This weekend, I'm going to grab some. I think the best thing in the U.S. You guys have Nilla wafers. That would be
Yeah.
perfect. But I'm going to grab some rice crackers, because rice crackers are kind of the same size. And so I don't know how much ink I have or anything with the beta, but I'll do a couple things with rice crackers, and those will probably be the easiest things to transport too.
Are you coming to Colorado in April?
Yeah, I'll be at Rocky Mountain this year. I'm doing Rocky Mountain. I'm doing Murph and 3D Printopia, and who knows what else. We'll see. So, yeah.
Well, then I'll see you at Murph.
Yeah, I love all the events. I'm excited for this year's events. The Panda Treat will be with the Big Tree Tech with Luke, at Rocky Mountain, just like it was at Smurf. So
That guy is always so busy. I tried to grab him at 3D Printopia on both Saturday and Sunday. No luck. Like
yeah,
somebody's always talking to that guy.
yeah, we even made dinner plans, and it didn't happen because he just got pulled in one direction or the other. So yeah, it happens. The only plans
Next
that you
gen
can
maker
actually
chips?
make, yeah, exactly, actual maker chips. I did get some. I got some Pringles, and I'm gonna see how it works with the angle, like with the curve.
Oh, that'll
Um,
be interesting.
because yeah, to see how that works. I mean, it's the same as if you tried to, I guess, print on any. Well, the marshmallow, I saw that it sort of bowed, but I mean, you could even play with the image, so it's already
You got to
curved.
get vanilla Pez and print Liz on all the little Pez candies.
Imagine individual Pez candies. That would be an effort. I do
Uh,
have like
I don't
There
know
is
if
the
you
ability
have
to
them
custom.
up there, but there's a candy
Yep,
store called Sugar, and they sell Pez individually,
I
every
saw
single
that.
flavor imaginable. They've
They
got
don't
one
have
in Atlantic
vanilla.
City. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh, they
there
do. They
is.
do at ours in
Oh,
Atlantic
really?
City.
There is peppermint too. There's peppermint because the original Pez was is it's pfefferminz in German.
Hmm.
The word for peppermint is, so it's the P, the E, and the Z or the Z. But Bugman made a custom Pez topper, a little bear.
I'm
So you
surprised that hasn't
actually,
happened already.
yeah. Well, actually, Polymaker Joel made a Pez dispenser topper too, and I have to print some more. You basically have to be had a Pez dispenser, and this is actually what the original Pez dispensers look like. They look like a lighter, like
Hmm.
because you were supposed to offer someone a mint instead of a light. So then you put a little cap on top, and then put the top on. So that's how we got the little bear too.
Nice.
So all
You
kinds
know,
of
those
cool
I
stuff.
Pringles, you
see.
might be able to print those flat and put them on some kind of a little form and heat them up a little bit to get the shape.
I don't know. I guess
Flat
we'll
and
see.
thin.
I'm really surprised with how the tortillas, like, they've actually dried out. So maybe I'll do that. But I think the rice chips are probably the best thing. The
Yeah.
the rice crackers, those will probably be the best. Since I don't have
White
vanilla
chocolate
wafers.
Reese cups.
Yeah, K2 Kevin has done that. He's also a beta tester. So he did the white chocolate cups and vanilla wafers. And a lot of people are saying macarons, like those fancy French
Yeah.
things. And I'm like, I'm not that bougie. I mean,
I'm just
Does
gonna
who
say
has
yours
it's
that
taste
kind
of
of
oatmeal
budget?
cream
diabetes from
pies.
PLA?
Oatmeal cream
Oatmeal,
pies.
yeah,
Just saying.
yeah. Well, anything, but it has to have it really should have as a smooth of a top as possible. That's why, like, even on these vanilla Oreos, we're fighting with like the surfaces. So, but it's still,
See,
it's still
we're
fun.
talking about sweets, and I can't eat sweets anymore. So
I
I'd
have
have to
rice
live
crackers,
I have to live
rice
vicariously through
crackers,
all of y'all. So
I mean,
gluten-free rice crackers, as boring as possible.
here's the thing, right? So it's going to get eaten. So it doesn't. I know we might get hung up a little bit about how perfect it is, but it's really going to be somebody looking at it and go, "Oh, that's cool." Chomp.
yomp.
Yeah, but it's really looking at the potential, the future of what they're going to be able to do with it, and I think that's what's really interesting is, like you said, doing an actual maker chip, figuring out how to print something with yes, maker crisps,
Stephen
exactly,
hit it on
like
the
that.
head. Pezliz
Yeah.
lattes.
Oh,
Yes,
there you go.
I do. Yeah, I do like the idea of that, or anything. Yeah, like
Make
milkshakes,
it a
even,
fidget clicker so they understand to not eat it.
right?
Now, is
Yeah.
this something that only works with bamboo stuff, or is
Nope.
this?
They're. I mean, I'm beta testing because I have, like, the A1 Mini was the best one for me to beta test on, but they. I mean, this is not ND, whatever. This box has many connectors in it, so there's many different connectors possible. Um, so yeah, and it's pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. I think they're hoping to have it available this spring, though, as soon as this spring. But
Nice.
it will definitely be demonstrated at Rocky Mountain.
So, what's the other thing you said you
Yes.
had on that A1? You said you
Oh,
had the little screen and what?
yeah, I have the Nomi, which is like the little visualizer there. And then I also have, you can kind of see the light there. I have the Panda Aura, which is the lights that go underneath the printer, and
Oh,
it
okay.
just like
You,
glows. It just looks pretty. It's fun. There's
so it's not a
also the
status
Panda.
thing, is it?
No, the status is different, and I'll be
Okay.
installing that on one of my printers soon. I haven't done that one yet, but that one's also cool. Yeah. And at Rocky Mountain, the other thing that I'll be doing, of course, I'll have my own table this year, because I have my shows and things with Polymaker. So I'm going to be featuring all the designers that I've been interviewing this year, with a bunch of their models. and also Polymaker filaments, and I'll be right beside the maker chip table. So I do have my maker chip for this year, all designed and
Yeah, it
over
looks good.
500 printed. So,
Oh, look at that.
yeah,
That looks
Yeah,
yeah.
there's
nice.
So it's
some
on the
stars and hearts around it and
yeah,
holographic.
and then it's on the holographic plate. So, and what I'm doing different this year is there's no QR code. I have a direct to my website. So instead of QR code, I needed more decoration.
Yeah.
So like I have my hearts there, which are not in frame. Don't tell Zombie Hedgehog. So he'll be upset. But yeah.
We are having terrible luck with people tonight. So Maker Millwright tried to be here. But
Well,
every
I'll
time
be I'll be heading out at some point soon. So maybe it'll allow
e-
some
every
switch over.
every time he would join, it'd kick Peslas. Every time Peslas would join, it'd kick him. Can't figure out why. Um,
It's the Canadian thing for sure.
yeah, and then Brad's on the road, so his service drops in and out. But
Oh, we got
Jose,
Jose.
welcome.
What's
Yeah.
up? What's up, everybody?
Not much. Now we've got you and Peslas in the same place at the same time. When is LDO sponsoring a Peslas builds a Voron stream?
Oh, that'll be fun.
I have no idea. I guess you gotta talk to Jason, right?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about we've been building a really strong Montreal maker community,
Okay.
and we're one of the things that we like to do is projects. So actually, everybody brought their Prusa Mark threes, Mark 3Ss in the summer. Everyone brought them for like a whole maintenance workshop. We have a couple people that work for Voxel in Montreal, and a couple other, and that's just some hobbyists. So we're thinking that we might want to do either a Voron build or a positron build, or something like that, and have that as like a full day activity with the collective knowledge of everyone. So that's something that's at least on the horizon. Might be a summer project. So
No,
and
I'm sure we could work something out.
yeah, I talked to Jason about that.
Yeah,
I think he'd like that. So
yeah,
That'd be
for
fun.
sure.
yeah, absolutely.
So
I have
you,
technically built Voron though, right? A Cocoa Press is based on the Voron V0.
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's true.
Max did a lot of work on that, as I understand it.
absolutely, yeah. I had a whole team work with me. So Zombie Hedgehog was really good at giving the feedback for the instructions and everything. I think a lot of the time when you're working on a project, you get so involved in it that you forget that when it comes time for someone else to have their hands on it, everything that's intuitive to you is not intuitive to them. So that was a really interesting experience.
Yeah, when you spend a lot of time helping folks build some of these projects, you learn that pretty quick. And like I remember my first build. I have a lot of experience building stuff, um, so it wasn't that much of a struggle in the physical build. But when I got to, I have to flash clipper and stuff for the first time, I definitely needed help, right? And the Voron Discord was great. I jumped into voice chat. Guys stayed up with me. I think I started flashing stuff and configuring stuff at like 8 p.m. and it was like about 8 a.m. by the time we were done. But they just walked me through it, and now I get to pay that forward every once in a while when folks need it. But yeah, as you help people with stuff like that, you learn very quickly that there's a lot of people that are really good at one thing and need a lot of help with another. And it's not a negative thing. It just is the way it is. We all have different strengths.
Absolutely. Yeah. The other thing is there's a lot of people that are getting into 3D printing right now. And since they are working with printers that just work, I mean, when I started like almost 5 years ago, or well, I'm in my my 5th year of 3D printing, which is like I'm a baby compared to a lot of people. I didn't have it easy. I had a printer that I had to do the bed leveling. I had to do all that sort of stuff. But a lot of people, everything's automatic. So when they have their first problem, they panic. And it's good for Facebook Marketplace because people get to buy machines that someone just panicked and returned, you know. Um, but I mean, if you haven't had a blob of death, like what are you doing? You know, you got
I
to have your
recently
first.
threw away
We
my
still get
100
blobs of
gram
death
one.
on. Yeah, I was gonna say we still get blobs of death even on the commercial machines. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So many people think that it's going to detect everything for you and it's going to do everything for you, but there's still stuff that you have to do yourself. And then, of course, we also struggle with people who buy the value pack of filament from Amazon and it ruins, ruins things and breaks
Uh,
hearts. And
I saw a post the other day. Somebody trying, I don't know what AMS unit it was for what printer, but they were trying to run one of those like little 250-gram spools of TPU through their AMS unit
oh,
and
and
couldn't
CPU.
figure out how to get it to run. And I don't ever respond to any sort of Facebook uh, 3D printing stuff. I learned that real quick several years ago. Like, you just get nowhere. But I'm looking
Well,
at them going,
yeah,
oh, I hope
there
somebody
there
helps
are
them.
yeah, there are now women in 3D printing Facebook groups because I guess, which is really funny. I can tell you from this perspective. They come in, they say, everyone was mean to me over there. And then they ask the same question, and we're like, and so what have you tried? Like, it's like, my printer gave me this error message. So when you looked up the error message, what did it tell you? And they're like, well, I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to look up the. I'm like, you have a QR code to scan that gives you a knowledge base. Like anyway,
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
it's
I
but
spent a
but
lot of time in a
it's
new like a Discord
but
that
it's
was
learning
focused on new users for a long
but
time.
it's learning how to turn that around and turn it into a positive experience. I know for me, I had a lot of people guide me along the way. Like, well, Fix Them Dude and Krusty 3D gave me my first printer, but I had a lot of people guide me through, my first problems and everything. And it is definitely realizing that every single printer is different, even if it's the exact same printer. Every single experience is different, so you have to be the one that figures it out for yourself how to solve the problems. And of course, the
yeah,
the Boron people, everyone's modding and customizing and doing their own things, so it becomes even more of a puzzle. But I think that's one of the joys of building a printer.
yeah. I
It
actually
truly
today
is
just
yours.
had to talk to a friend of mine in the gaming guild that I belong to, and he says, "Yeah, I just got this 10 pack of PLA off of Temu," and I'm like, "Oh God."
Oh, no. It's like you're holding your breath. You're like,
And I'm like, "What
"Really?"
brand was it?" He goes, "I can't pronounce it," and I said, "Throw it away. Just do me a favor, throw it away." And I gave him, Polymaker, Overture, a whole list of known brands. I said, these are all always on sale. Go buy something that is noteworthy, brand worthy, and will not break your printer
You get
again.
what you pay for. You get what you pay
Because
for sure.
he put one spool in and had the blob of death on within 5 minutes.
Of course.
And I'm like,
Oh, there's a question for Jose.
yeah, it was
Ooh,
horrible.
Vertigo. I want to hear about the Vertigo.
Oh, the Vertigo is
I'm
actually
excited.
really good. Um, so it's oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. I just opened up a package that I was waiting for and I got excited. um, so I mean, it's been really good with the Vertigo. West 3D is already shipping them out. Um, it's full automation of the whole thing. You just set up batches and non-stop printing. You just put a box under it or something like that to catch all your prints, and you get them all.
My only question about the Vertigo that I have is why is it not bigger?
I think they just went with what they had, what was available. I mean, not to say that maybe a bigger one might show up.
I mean, that's an awfully small print surface for batch printing, to be honest. You think about it. I mean, prototyping parts, all the parts that I've ever been asked to prototype are big parts anymore.
And you got 250 bet on it.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that
everybody
partially
wants,
be to maintain the quality though? Because if you're only printing one or two things, lesser chance of failing. Because then if you lose the whole plate.
Yeah.
But it's becoming a pattern in the prototyping industry. Everybody wants larger stuff.
Yeah. It has been.
Yeah, but you're not going to batch print prototypes.
Yeah, no. You're going to have one show it off, and then when you go to mass produce it.
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. I mean, with the low cost of bamboos and everything out there, and with the automation software that's come out for those, everybody's buying X1s and P1Ps and P1Ss and being able to do the same thing at a relatively low cost, other than having to build a printer to do it with that particular.
But I guess if you're farming, you still like if you're farming, that's different than if you want to, I guess, produce.
But that's what the Vertigo is. It's a batch.
Yeah, it's a batch. So I don't know. I guess it might be quality control, because if you have one spot on the build plate that's failing, then you don't ruin everything that you're printing. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, I know that some people, they'll, like, for maker chips, they'll max out the entire build plate. I still only do about 30 on the A1 and the on that print bed size. I think the most I've done is 30. I think I can fit like 34 or something. But I just don't want to leave that up to chance, especially if I print overnight. My bedroom is right there. It's like on the other side of these monitors. I live in a small apartment, but still, it's one of those things where if you leave something overnight, you've got that risk. So I don't know. And I'm finding the more that people do the multicolor printing, they're discovering that, yes, you want to maximize your, the color swaps and stuff like that. But then it's like, do you want to take the risk of losing a whole, you can skip objects, but not if you're sleeping.
Yeah. But the printers like the Vertigo, I've always wondered why they don't have at least a 300 build bed size. Because that is right now, the industry average, build request is literally over 260.
Well, I just got a new printer and I went with the P2S because I knew that I couldn't bring the H series into, like, I don't have space for it. It would take up the entire space. So I guess that's part of it. I mean, those things are huge.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah, they're enormous.
Yeah,
I keep hearing people say that folks are having problems with the H series printers.
I think it depends on which one it is, and a lot of it has to do with your own experience, and also trying to get it to do things that it's not meant to do.
Yeah, it's always an issue.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the number of people, or the people that try to, it doesn't matter if it says TPU for AMS. I'm sorry. Unless you are really skilled, you're not going to get it. You are not going to get it to work properly. And there's still a lot of user error with that stuff. People don't realize that if you open up a spool of filament fresh out of the package, it is not dry. It is not ready to print. You still need to toss that in a filament dryer. Now, you can YOLO it and see what happens, but I would never do that with PETG or TPU. I've done it with ABS, ASA, different thing, depending on the timing and stuff like that. But most of the time, it's in the dryer before I use it, and I also don't push the limits in that sense.
So I try not to go into too much detail on it, but plastics manufacturing is what I do, right? And filament extrusion lines have fixed length water bath beds where it cools the filament. Every single different type of plastic is going to be not only extruded at a different temperature in your printer, but it's going to be extruded at a different temperature in that filament extrusion line. And as it comes out and goes into that water bath, when it first goes in there, it is hot enough to boil the water away. So there is literally a air pocket around that filament as it goes down there. Now, if you get to filament that extrudes cooler and cools off to the point where it is no longer above 100 C by the time it gets out of that water bath and it drops down in temperature, it is immediately going to vacuum water into itself. So,
Yeah.
depending on what filament type, the length of the line, the temperature of the water it's in, the temperature it's extruding at, yeah, you're going to have filament that comes out of the bag wet.
And also, if it's been sitting in a warehouse for X amount of time, you don't know what the conditions are, even if it's sealed. Yeah, I got to go to Polar this year, so I actually got to see the extrusion line, and I'm like, there's a water bath. Your filament's taking a nice little cooling bath there. Yeah. So.
Hey guys, sorry.
So yeah, there's a lot of variables in that.
Yeah.
And I mean,
always err on the
sure,
side
you
of
can
caution.
open the package and throw it in the printer, but look at that first print when it's first starting right out of the package, and if it's showing signs that it might be a little wet, throw it in the dryer. I know for a long time it was a battle back and forth of whether or not you should dry filament or not. Just get a dryer and do it.
I don't
don't tell
any of my
anybody
PLA.
to throw it in a dryer. Don't tell anybody to just throw it into a dryer, because I've told somebody that and they literally threw it in their clothes dryer.
Okay,
I've had
throw it in a
people
filament dryer set to the
yeah.
appropriate temperature.
Specify
Yes.
filament dryer.
Or the people that put it in the oven without
that one's
realizing. Bad. Yeah. Or the people that will put it, they think they can rig up the food dehydrator right away. It's like, you may as well.
There's ways you can do that, but you gotta be careful.
I had to dry a roll of filament in the oven because it was a 3 kilogram spool of nylon, carbon fiber nylon from Polymaker. And it's not going to fit in my Sunlu S4 dryer down there. So I was like, well, I guess
it doesn't fit in a poly dryer either.
No, I guess I guess soon though. Soon TM on that.
Yeah.
As one sitting just out of frame for Liz.
No, I don't. I'm not on that beta. Not on that beta.
You just looked over for a second, like, it's sitting right there. Make sure it's out of frame.
Although it's really funny, before the poly dryer came out, I had one, and it was just off frame. And I think what it was is I took a picture of something, and one of my friends spotted it, and they're like, "What is that?" I'm like, "You didn't see that." I deleted the picture. I was like, "You never saw that." Where's my and same with the other night, I almost accidentally shared too much of the UI for the Panda Treat, but we won't talk about that. Oh, I just talked about that.
I must do something. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, da, da, da.
I prefer the black boxes personally.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da. It's not Polymaker.
No, I was gonna say.
I was extremely annoyed. I got a roll of filament the other day from Amazon because I needed a matte beige filament. Polymaker was sold out, so I just found a random brand on Amazon. I get it, and it doesn't have a bag. Not that it didn't have a bag; it didn't have a resealable bag. I'm like,
yeah,
really?
The new the new Polymaker PLA Pro doesn't have a resealable bag right now. At least the ones
this
that I got,
the
new ones.
Either.
Yeah,
it's Anycubic.
So I have a love-hate relationship with the Mylar bags.
The Mylar bags. Yeah, I use those for shipping parcels.
Because when the zipper on those gets kind of bent, and then the filament that you most want to stay dry, the bag won't stay closed. And I'm just like,
I had to do that. You know I had to. But I wouldn't desecrate a polymaker bag that way.
Somebody buy this man a no stabby mug or something.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'll do it to any other bag, but just not polymakers because it's not nobody hardly ever any cubic and none of the others I have are resealable. So
I
I'll
have an
stab them
entire
all.
hidden shelf underneath my workbench. It's just all bags.
Ambrosia comes with a resealable bag in the box.
Yeah,
Yes, it
Yes, they
does.
do.
Yeah.
and some of it comes in those Mylar bags too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
depending on what material and stuff it is.
I have a whole bunch of resealable bags that I put stuff like that in after I open them.
Yeah, I ordered
Yeah.
these.
What else? I don't know.
The vacuum
Sometimes when
bag.
I'm like shipping things, I put them all, I put things in it, or it's super
And
useful.
then I have a vacuum pump that I take the air out of them.
I
Yeah,
also
Same thing.
uh,
Yeah.
I
it's
wish
that
that the
simple.
3 and 5 kilograms
Yep.
spools came with resealable bags. Why the biggest spools of filament don't come with resealable bags is beyond me.
So that's a big bag.
Yeah, I had to order like the vacuum bags, like you like put clothes in and then vacuum them
Yeah,
down to be
Oh
able to
yeah,
put
that's
big
true.
spools in.
I guess you could respool it. That's the other option, is respool it
Alex.
onto smaller
yep.
spools. Oh wow.
That one right there.
Vacuum bag.
Yeah, yeah. This is the situation I've got. So actually, no, I take it back. The 3 kilogram spool came with the latest 3 kilogram spool came with a vacuum bag. But yeah, I've got
Here.
giant freaking bag. And
You
these
should
things
put your
never want to hold a vacuum.
put your socks in there and put an extra t-shirt and
Yeah,
That
Your
just means you
you get
gotta
lost in the
comforter and your
garage,
yeah.
put
just in case.
your MRE in there.
Yeah, just in case the old lady doesn't welcome me back in the house because I've spent too
Yeah.
long in the
Get an
garage.
MRE. Yeah.
It's good.
There
It's
you
good and
go.
great.
See, perfect.
Put the V0 in as well.
I think that bag it would probably fit the Doom Cube Micron in it. It definitely fit the V0, but it might fit something even bigger.
Mr. Excuse uses a Sterilite tote. Yeah, a lot of people use those sorts of.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different ways to do it.
Anything that can be vacuum sealed.
Yeah.
I actually
During
have a
this,
vacuum sealer. I should try that with Filament. I have the
Yeah,
bags and
it's
everything.
good.
So
yeah. During the summer out here in the garage, it can get pretty humid. So
I live in the
I've just
desert in
defaulted
Colorado.
to
It doesn't
putting
get humid.
everything in bags.
who here will be at Rocky Mountain?
I'll be there.
Awesome. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's coming soon. It's
The
like
community
30
actually raised
some
enough to
days.
send me.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
My
I peer
first
pressured.
my first ERF
Yeah,
was community funded, which was
I peer
nice.
pressured that guy down there to go.
yeah.
Yeah,
Made
it's
sure
well
I
worth.
made sure.
Yeah, well worth the experience and getting to meet people and yeah, getting to making those connections is really important, and it's the it's like your viewers even, right? Because
Yeah,
you're building an audience and you actually never know who's watching. I mean, we see people in the comments, but there's a lot of people that never comment and they're just watching, and those are the
Yeah.
interesting people to meet. It's it's
I was
it's it's
gonna.
kind of fun.
Yeah, I was gonna have a booth this year myself, but things just didn't align. So I'm just gonna
Speaking of
invade everybody else's booths this year.
It's great.
speaking
You
of,
can be
I
the
see a
you
lot
can
of
be
new
the
names in the
gangster.
comments tonight. Welcome
I
everybody.
might have pinged my Discord.
Much appreciated. Thank you. Love to see new faces. Love to see you all here.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
And I
meeting you
think a
and
lot of
Kevin
those
last year
people,
was a highlight. So
ah, Yeah, like Kevin is his own spectacle with the maker chip thing.
He
He never
really
stops
is.
the entire event. He never stops. And I think Alex, it was you. Did you ask him about his maker chip? And he told you some tall tale about how he made it transparent.
No, so
It was okay.
at Murph last year, um, uh, me and Steve Builds spent a few minutes talking about and trying to figure out how he did it, right? And I think I've since replicated it with FlatForge on a maker chip. Uh,
But it's not
Pretty
flat.
well.
It's not
No,
that
his
method.
is not. His is not.
It's his own
Um,
patented special. The patience that he has to do that. I think he actually sent all of the Matter Hackers filament, the transparent. They had two bad batches, so he had it constantly breaking in his AMS, and he sent two of those back. And I think when they received them, they were just like completely shattered because, of course, to get true transparent filament, it has to be like really, really virgin, no additives at all. So that's always a challenge for companies, especially when it
yeah,
comes to PLA.
I forget what brand I
See,
bought for my clear.
I need
Uh,
help with my SVG because it turns out to be garbage.
If there's any way to,
I think mine's
So
eSun.
so
let me
what I did with my maker chip this year is I actually took the border off. I
let
realized
me
that,
change avatar
yeah, yeah.
so you can
So,
actually see see the avatar.
oh, I'm going to Murph. If someone's asking, I'm going to Murph this year. I love Murph. We're doing this morning on my stream we actually decided we're going to create Maker Island. You know, the whole middle section, and yes, I'm cursing it by calling it an island, but maybe I'm
Yeah,
making
please.
preventing it from being an island.
Yeah, maybe
But
don't use that word because last
exactly.
year was a mess.
last
See,
year
I have
last year
tried to
was
convert
an
this
adventure.
to line
Okay.
art, and it refuses to convert to line art.
Yeah, you'd really have to take the shading away and really,
Yeah,
really simplify it. That's the challenge. So if you
yeah,
know anyone that's any good at Photoshop that could play around with it and simplify it,
yeah.
you know, that's the challenge. Because
So
for mine,
So
in order to get more print area, I did take. See, there's where's my
mm-hmm.
last year's chip? Anyway. I
Yeah,
basically took the border off. I wanted to have more print surface so I could have more
yeah.
fun
I was
decoration.
looking for
Because remember, it
your
doesn't
chips.
have to look like a poker chip.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
have
Yeah,
to look
I
like
was
a
looking for
poker
your
chip.
chip, and I was like, wait, I forgot to bring the chips out here. They're not out here yet.
um, Captain, I'm gonna post a link. This is
Oh,
what I used to get my maker chip down, my logo down
oh,
to,
the vectorized AI. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Um, Kevin recommended that to me when I was trying to figure out how to turn my logo into a maker chip that didn't
yeah.
require 100 colors.
And in all the makership profiles that Kevin shares, one of the reasons he has it is not that you have to use his profile is useful, but he has all of the resources there. So how to get a
yeah.
proper QR code, where to make it so it doesn't cost you money and doesn't stop existing, to simplify your QR code,
Mm-hmm.
and then different print settings.
Yep.
And also the Polymaker Discord has a makership channel, and that's basically where everybody helps each other, sort that out, because it's a really fun community activity. And I mean, lots of companies are getting involved. I think we did
Well, you
a
remember
lot of
last year I was lame. I gave out keychains last year, so because
but
I
the
didn't have,
thing is you
I couldn't get them done in time. So
yeah, I have 500, and so I need to sort of this week ramp it up again and get some more, because the first day I went through 300, first day of
yeah,
Rocky
I
Mountain last
remember.
year.
Yes, you did.
So
Yeah.
This time I'm going to be a little more. It'll be a little more of a challenge to get them too, because sometimes you've got these. It's actually not kids that grab multiple. A lot of the time, it's adults, and they're just like, So, and then when
I
it
ended up
comes
with
time,
multiples of most at 3D Printopia, but I had me,
yeah,
the old lady, and my 3 kids,
yeah,
and they were like everybody was just kind of walking around independently, so they were all grabbing them
yeah,
because
exactly.
they loved them. My littlest one was having a ball playing with them in the
Well, and
hotel
that's
room.
yeah, and that's the cool thing is that it becomes a nice thing for kids to do at events, and then after the event they can organize them, and even if they want, they could bring the ones that they have doubles of the next day, and we can put them on the maker chip table.
Yeah,
I
I
I
made a
actually
little
have a
wall
whole
mount bracket to put the
yeah
maker chip matrices up on the wall, and they're up there behind the
yeah.
computers.
And have you seen what they've done? The people from the Japan Rep Festival, that what Kevin had at 3D Printopia this year, that hanging the things that all
Yeah,
connect, and then it folds up to put it away. That's an amazing way to display them too. It's
yeah.
crazy,
I didn't
but
see that the files for that though. I looked.
it's if you go to Kevin's profile on Maker World and you go to collections, it's in the collection. He puts everything in the Maker Chip collection. Um,
Yeah, that's
just
where I looked.
he's
I looked right after 3D Printopia. Maybe I need to check again.
And one of the latest things is Daddy Wazzy did a bandolier, and it's a bandolier with all kinds of it's all
Yes.
maker chips, which is like the coolest thing.
That's right up my
So
alley.
yeah, there's all kinds of accessories, and that's the thing. Like the only thing that you're limited to is keep it no more than 3.5 millimeters thick, no more than 40 diameter, because then it'll fit into all of the accessories and the holders and stuff. The rest
I'd
of it is up
argue
to
it's
you.
just as annoying when you make it smaller than that size, though,
I
Oh
did
yeah,
because
ask
it would
then
be.
Justin if
stuff
he was
doesn't
going to
It'll
line up
ban.
it'll
really
fall
good.
out. Yeah, yeah.
I did
So
ask Justin if he was going to ban maker chip launchers this year.
I've got to check on my printer. I'll be 1 second here.
Okay. So Jose, what have you been up to, man?
Finishing up the last couple prints for that Mother of All Blasters.
Oh, the Moab.
Yeah,
Nice. I wanted one of those so bad. I You got to bring it with you to Rocky Mountain. Not
yeah, it's
Rocky Mountain,
huge.
Murph.
Yeah, Murph, I could bring it. I could drive it there.
Yeah. I'm right on the way, bud. I'm right on the way. Just a little detour off of 80. Or if you come across the Pennsylvania Turnpike, I'm even closer.
No, I think I do. Yeah, I do 80 all the way.
Yeah.
At least for the last 3 years, that's what I've done.
Yeah, the
Oh
Turnpike's
my
getting expensive.
Is it? Yeah, it's crazy.
I love how Americans drive everywhere. I mean, Canadians do too, but I don't think we drive as much as you guys do. You guys really drive everywhere. Like, oh, I just
It's
drove from
cheaper than
Texas.
airfare.
Yeah, it's true. I'm looking at my booking my flight, and it's getting pretty. Um, the one to Murph is super easy because there's direct flights from Montreal to Chicago, but to Colorado, I've got a couple different options. So
Well, America's problem is after the Civil War, we forgot to keep building railroads.
yeah, our train system in Canada is not as good as it used to be, but I can get from Montreal to Toronto. I prefer to take the train because it's just like super relaxing. But I remember in Florida, just going from like Orlando to Tallahassee at one point, and it doesn't happen.
One of my
Oh my
favorite
goodness.
Well,
things ever was in second grade, we watched this film
I'm
called The
Hammer.
Great Canadian Train Ride. And,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently there's a train that goes all the way across Canada. And it was
Yes.
just like a documentary of that train ride. And I love that thing. I made my dad go out and find that on VHS, which was way
Oh my
harder
goodness.
in the early 90s to, track down some obscure film from Canada on VHS.
It still runs.
Uh-oh.
One of my friends has done it a few times actually. She's enjoyed it. So you do
I
let
watched.
anyone in here? Wow.
Yeah.
I tell you. We just got back from dinner.
I gotta let Clownhammer in.
Of
He
course.
didn't. He didn't know he was picking me up from the airport for Rocky Mountain until I told him.
As long as he prints all those, he's
Oh,
printing the Makerchip collector capsules. So he's the hero of the day for that, which is awesome.
Yeah, we got to get a bandolier for those. You just hold them like shotgun shells in a bandolier.
Yeah,
yeah.
actually, I should
I mean,
start printing the. We have 3D printed carabiners, and those are really useful for those. So I should print a bunch of carabiners.
the only reason is because
Oh,
Alex
yeah, I haven't been doing
insists on
those.
coming on Friday night.
On Friday
Well, we
night.
know which printer isn't printing.
Uh-oh. Are we
Sorry,
trolling
Jose.
people here?
Couldn't, I couldn't resist.
I mean,
No,
you
we've
realize all of
been
those are
playing
being
whack a
printed.
mole with what's the problem.
All of those are being printed on do-enders. You realize that?
A little bit of that, a little bit of bamboo, a little bit of boron, a little bit of.
We get a variety pack.
Oh,
When you start printing
yeah,
a
I'm using
large
the.
quantity of things like that for an extended period of time, you very quickly find out where screws are loose in your printer
Oh, yeah.
and
We're
what
scratching
mechanical
your head wondering
problems
where
you
they
have.
came from. Right?
You find
We're
out where the
scratching your head
power
going,
bill goes.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm up to, what am I, 370, I think?
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
Wow,
my
that's
cheat
good.
sheet.
you're amateur
300.
numbers.
Well, considering I've been dealing with a broken bamboo and let's see, I had to put on my readers because I can't see diddly. 395 is what I'm up to.
My
I
my,
only
my
got
power
20
bill,
lit.
ironically, this month was $420.
Holy!
I live in Quebec where we have hydropower, and I even in the summer with like full air conditioning, 2 months was I think $260. 2 months of air conditioning. So
Lucky.
I think
yeah,
my highest bill's been like 160, 170.
I called up my the city, and because the city is what supplies our power here, and they go, "Well, it's because
Oh,
of your heating bill." And I'm like, "What heating bill? I've been running the air conditioner. You."
oh my goodness.
we have they heat. I've been the same way. I've been having windows open and everything else, so it's pretty bad when New York gets more snow in a day than we've gotten all year.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true. You had like hardly any. The one day that you had snow, it all blew one way, and
Oh yeah,
that was it.
yeah. It was. It's all gone now. I mean, it was gone in 3 days.
Oh, we had
So
we
we'll.
had 6 inches of snow one day, gone within 12 hours.
Yep.
Wow. So we're not going to
Sunny
have any
Aurora. Yeah.
snow during Rocky Mountain, right?
Oh,
I
it'll
hope not.
probably power
No,
dump.
nope, nope, no, 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 no. We can't have snow. No.
Oh, come on. You're used to it.
Yeah,
All right, I
there
turned
was
the
snow,
AI
not last
tracking
year, the year
on.
before.
I turned the AI tracking on my camera, so hopefully we'll have a last week's moment.
Disco.
Disco camera.
Oh. Oh yeah, not the whirly bird. Captain Kern's tilt-a-whirl.
We almost all died from asthma attacks last week,
Yeah.
Liz. So
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
he gave us a little bit of a start. I put a new motherboard in this one. We'll see if it's still good, if it's good, bad, or worse.
uh,
Right.
Oh, I love that noise. There we go. We got Kit Kiln here. Oh, yeah. The demographic of your YouTube is going to change because I see there's Star Rose 3 and Daisy is here, and I saw Sharon. You're going to have
Lots
actually
of
have like
legends.
more than you know. I know that
Oh yeah,
usually
this
the
is record
demographic
viewership for me.
Nice.
but
Yeah,
also
lots of legends.
lots of and lots of diversity too. Yeah, Kit
Yeah.
Kiln's here too.
How you
That's
doing,
exciting.
Harold?
Oh no, not Harry Pookins.
Yeah, I've seen him.
I know. Welcome in.
Uh,
So outside of maker chips, what else are you working on to get ready for rep rap season?
For me, I since I have a show called Pezlis Presents, where I work with Polymaker and designers. I'm going to be printing things from all the different designers. So actually, Kit Kiln, Bearded Printer. This weekend, I'm interviewing Karen Chow, so I'll have some of her models. Fix'em Dudes. Who else did I have on my show? I know there's more, many more. So all of those designers will be featured on my table. Then aside from that, I've been working on future shows. So I just did some fun stuff for Easter. This was fun because I played with my infill type. So this was actually done with Archimedean chords, and my
Mm-hmm.
infill was Archimedean
Hmm.
chords. So it gave a really cool pattern to the gradient when I was printing it too.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
if I
What filament is that? I've been
this
recruited to
is
print eggs for Easter.
oh this is Polymaker's Celestial Rainbow. It's
Okay.
absolutely gorgeous. But what's really neat about this is so you can see like the way the infill made it really, really wavy.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, it's really
Neat.
pretty. And it is gorgeous because it's like shimmery. But also for Easter eggs, the the pastel rainbow is good too. The matte rainbow is really
Yeah.
nice.
I'm a big fan of the celestial filaments from them. I've printed a lot of Nerf blasters with the celestial and starlight filaments. They are hands down my favorite
Yeah,
colors. The nebula, I think it's the blue. I think it's the
yeah,
Neptune.
yeah.
Neptune.
And
Um,
then the brand new Pulsar. Pulsar is my newest favorite for the starlights.
yeah, I want to
That one's
pick a roll of
gorgeous.
that up. I haven't gotten it yet. I haven't had
Yeah.
budget for filament lately.
I actually, if you're really involved in the Polymaker Discord, anyone can join Awesome Squad, and Awesome Squad is basically their consumer panel. And on that, we've been able to help make some decisions. But I got to name Celestial, so
Oh, nice.
that's like that's my little baby. I know other people have their own like creator spools, but I got to name the whole line, which is fun. So I love the
That's awesome.
Celestials. Yeah, and the rainbow just turns out gorgeous in the gradients for all different things.
I
Yeah, I was
really
gonna
want to see
say,
Polymaker do like some tri extrusion filaments.
Stay tuned.
Check.
TM.
Yeah,
Well, they turn
there's
out
lots.
awesome for
Yeah.
like top layer patterns, like you did that Archimedes cord, right?
Mhm.
Messing around with top layer patterns on prints that the top layer is your thing. Those tri
Yeah.
extrusions produce some awesome effects.
I wonder if I have the also like the ones that are the ribbon filaments. I think iBus does some, and some other companies. The very fast transition ones, those ones are really cool too. So it's and that's a whole other can of beans to get into. It's really fun. So lots of exciting things. And of course, I still love everything Ambrosia. West 3D is coming out with the Ambrosia line.
Oh yeah.
So many gorgeous
Yeah.
filaments. It's
Unless
it's bad for the
I need
habit.
something specific that Polymaker or Ambrosia doesn't have, that's I'm like, okay, pull up both sites, see what they got. I think probably 90% of all my filament comes from West 3D or Polymaker.
I'm seeing some really cool stuff coming out of Cookie CAD now. I mean, they're doing all
Oh
kinds of
yeah, their stuff is
TPU.
amazing.
The
I just
TPU,
did
and I
that
think
one
they're doing,
printer and
yeah, ABS and ASA. And
yeah.
then my favorite for TPU actually is Overture. Overture has the best TPU, the best colors. I'm trying to find things. I cleared
Jose's
off my
showing off
desk.
some LDO filament down there.
Yeah, LDO's got,
Is
oh
it
my gosh, that LDO blue is so
that
gorgeous.
dark teal? Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
We
I
got
did
another new one though.
I did the switch wire in the
Ooh,
dark teal.
there's a roll of LDO blue right there.
Oh,
I was trying to find that rainbow My Little Pony that Alex keeps teasing me about.
this is Steel Wave Blue.
I
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, that's gorgeous. Oh,
Whoops.
that is nice.
This is
but
one of the
it
new
seems to
ones.
have disappeared yet again.
Showing
I
this one.
printed it for my granddaughter and I can't find it again.
What
I'm
else is
dealing
there?
with a
So
tightly wound spool. I'll be back in a second.
Amelin has a pretty good. I don't know if I'm freezing or not. My computer's being stupid.
Hold on, let me pull that up for a second there, Clown Hammer.
Oh, that looks good.
That's the
What's a turtle?
Amelin.
Turtles are bad.
No, it's the Amelin 4 Amelin 4-color extrusion.
4-color extrusion.
4-color, yeah.
Oh wow.
Looks like it got a little twisted when it was extruded though there. You got that band there.
Yeah,
Is that thing?
could be. It could be, yeah, but it does do a nice. It looks almost like it's welded.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
They make, I think it's Amelin that does it's a copper, bronze, and black silk tri extrusion that I absolutely love.
that would be cool.
No idea where I put that.
Yeah. I don't know what my.
Star, I'm trying to find it. I don't know where it's at.
This is the ribbon, the fast transition.
Oh, that's
This is
cool.
one of the ribbon ones from iBoss, but a lot of companies have this one. But what's really neat is look at the
Oh
bottom
wow. That
because
looks nice.
because I did,
Oh, that's nice.
well, first it's on the fun plate, but also because I did Archimedean chords, it like did like a yin yang on the bottom, which is pretty cool the way it twisted. So
Yeah.
yeah, some of these filaments are really fun to play with. You know, sometimes you can try to plan things out. I mean, I've planned things out with a shadow filament or whatever. I knew I had something. Oh, right here. I think, is this the shadow one? No. Anyway, I was cleaning up and I made an even bigger mess. But like sometimes with the shadow filaments, you can position it so you get it done, the dual extrusions. But this one is just like super fun to play around with.
I did that with a dragon that I really liked. It was the black and red matte co extrusion.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's fun.
so, like, the dragon was just dual colored down it, where, and then the wings, the fronts, and the backs were different colors. It was fun messing with that and doing that.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, it was matte, so it just fell apart. But
yeah, well, it depends. Sometimes it doesn't. Like this is matte, and this hasn't fallen apart. This is a K Creations, one of her, and it's a hand puppet. But
nice.
I love the way that the gradient worked with that. So you actually get the detail, like on the wings and the tail and everything. So it turned out pretty fun. But the stuff that people are doing with the baby belt, have you seen the snakes? Tech Cheaper started with his Baby Belt Pro. He's using a gradient filament. So instead of it having stripes, it is the entire gradient.
That's
which is
pretty sweet.
really fun. It's really fun. So you actually have like the full rainbow for the filament.
My
And
favorite
it's
thing
been
with
interesting.
like the dragons and stuff is I like airbrushing them.
Yeah, the post processing of those is just you can get to airbrush it or even do a little rub and buff,
Yep.
and that's much better than using like a fancy silk filament where the dragon's probably going to get broken.
Hmm.
You actually use a good filament.
Yep. My favorite one to use is Polymaker makes this. Well, I've got one sitting right here. It's printed in it. So it's
Doesn't
this metallic bronze um, filament, and then because you can do so much with it. Like I did Maker Millwright's stem pack and airbrush this. Actually, no, I dry brush this. This one's dry brush, but you can get some really cool effects with some of those metallic filaments and uh, yeah. So don't forget that if you're 3D printing stuff, there's more you can do to it after it comes off the printer.
Yeah, I've been playing around with a little bit of post processing because I think there's a lot you can do, and also if you end up getting stuff on sale or a whole batch of whatever and you don't know what to do with it, there's plenty that you can do with a little bit of imagination.
Yeah, I I don't know. My favorite thing in art class and in high school was always color theory. So I like playing around with you know finding colors that go together,
Yeah.
complementary colors and secondary complementary colors and stuff like that.
Well, one of my favorite things about the Boron builds is seeing what people choose for their colors. And I love that, there's limited edition extrusions and that's really fun to see when
Yeah,
people are able to have fun with that.
there's nothing that cannot be accomplished with some basic gray and a lot of bondo.
yeah. Another fun thing too is Pathetic Puma does laser engraving on some of the extrusions and stuff. Which, his stuff's really cool. And then of course you got like DLL PDF doing different powder coat stuff. Though you're going to be waiting a while. They've got
No idea.
quite the wait time because they're so busy. But,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good problem to have though.
uh, yeah, but it can also be extremely frustrating. You're like, I want to do this build. I don't want to do it next Christmas though.
Yes. But what maker actually finishes their projects on time?
I don't know, honey.
The silence is deafening.
I'm over here
Everybody,
chatting.
Not done, not done,
well,
not done, not done.
Define done.
I'm
I
coming up on a
plead the
year
fifth.
for this since this Trident last ran successfully, and I just had to pull the board and send it back one of the controller boards out of it. So I'm figuring, you know, the turnaround time on that's probably going to be like 2 months before I see that board again. So yeah, projects can take a while sometimes.
Yeah. Our own projects, never exactly. Someone else's project, mostly.
Yeah, they
Harold's
pay
like, "You
extra
talking about
for
me
it though.
again?"
Oh,
If you want it on time, you pay extra.
Exactly.
Alan's PC case, not even started.
Mm.
Parts are printed, but it's not started.
I think that's one of the reasons why some people stream, so they actually can like complete their projects or have some motivation to complete their projects.
Excuse me. It doesn't
Yeah,
help.
so it helps sometimes
No.
in the it holds you accountable kind of way, but other times it's very hindering where I would come out here and work on a project for 16 hours but I'm not going to stream it for 16 hours, right?
Yeah.
And even if I did, I would only accomplish 4 hours worth of work in that 16 hours, right?
The only person I've ever seen be like super productive is there's a guy on Twitch, Valencia Glass. He's a glass blower, but he's got these giant monitors in his studio, so he can actually see chat no matter where he is, and he just kind of takes a look. And because like even having the text to speech, it's not necessarily that can just further distract you at times. So
Yeah. Yeah, my Ender NG that was supposed to be done in one stream, and then, in fairness to me, we did that marathon stream like a week and a half before I was having spinal surgery, and then I could not do anything for quite some time afterwards. So, but yeah, I looked at that project every single day. I'm just like, oh my god, I just need this thing done.
it's just like some of my things I've given to a better home. They've gone to a better home because it's like, well, someone else can take that as their project. I'll make room for something new.
Yeah, that's one of the questions I asked you in one of your streams one day was like, what do you do with all this stuff? Because you're always printing stuff and always showing stuff off. And I'm like, there's no way. Like at this point, she'd have to have a 10 by 30 storage unit packed sealing the floor with 3D
Yeah,
print.
it all goes out the door. Like I have, well, I'll do my, I have all these Easter eggs or whatever, and those will go out the door. Gladly go out the door. Sometimes like I have like a neighborhood space where I put the prints. I put smaller things. We have a little library, neighborhood library box, and I put them in there. And then other ones I bring to shows. So I'll have a suitcase that's like I have a whole bunch of fix and mood vehicles. I'll have a whole bunch of models from Kit Kiln and Dave makes stuff, and whoever that I've done with that I've interviewed with my show. But all of that goes out the door, and family and friends and stuff. But it's just like if I really need it, I can print it again. There's a few things that I've kept. There's a few things that I've kept. They're special treasures or they're good for reference point. But aside from that, you just say goodbye to your babies.
Yeah, I did last weekend. My and the beginning of the week was I did 20 kits to build these little capybara ham cheeseburgers for my
Those are so
daughter's
cute.
first grade class. Right, so they're doing animals and animal habitats and stuff, and I thought it'd be cute. So they built, and then they made me a giant thank you letter, which
Aw,
I'm just absolutely thrilled with.
Mm,
And everybody signed it. I thought that was really
that's
cute.
cool.
But
that's always fun when
yeah, my
people
daughter
really
says
enjoy what you've done.
everybody had so much fun putting them together.
That's always says. Built over bot said, "Do I have a print I could never get rid of?" My first real multicolor print project was um, uh, uh, Red Dad Steve Garfield, and I actually painted it myself. So I went in the slicer and I did all the painting, and I uploaded the profile, and it's like this big. I only did 2 of them, and it ended up being, of course, your first multicolor print using the AMS, whatever. It ended up being like 27 hours or something. So that one gets saved, but. And aside from that, I actually gave my Kit Kiln Millennium Falcon that I loved travels with Polymaker. So it's that I did give for adoption.
Nice. Polymaker always has really cool displays. I like their display at 3D Printopia this year. I really liked that. The kids really liked it. My one daughter won a roll of filament on the guess the scientist thing.
Yes,
Oh, nice.
I love the scientist game. That's fun.
Yeah, and then she was just like playing it, not to win anything. She was really good at you know picking that out, and I was floored that she entered her email in wrong,
Oh no.
and Well, she didn't enter it wrong. She entered in her old email that she had on her old phone. She didn't know how to
Okay,
get back into. Zombie ended up taking care of her, and
good.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
The
yep.
Polymaker Scientist. It's fun. This is when I got the new PLA Pro, and apparently I'm supposed to throw it across the room and see how it does. It's okay.
You gotta love the destructive testing when somebody sends you something and they're just like, "Hey, I need you to see if you can break this." Right? And to
Yeah.
me, that shows like a huge vote of confidence in somebody's product for them to send it to people and just say, "Here, try to break this." You know?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Fixin' Dude has his vehicles, and within the first couple of months of him publishing his vehicles, this one person who has this person from France who has a toddler says, "My son has broken every single vehicle," and so like he wrote him like went back and forth on like what his like infill settings were, what his all the different print settings and stuff, and so then after that we had one of our friends, Cressy 3D. He did the the 200-pound man test on every single vehicle. So if he could step on it and it didn't break, it passed the test. So every single vehicle has passed the test except for apparently 3-year-olds in France.
Huh.
So
Well, you know
they're
what?
extra strong.
3-year-olds find
Big
some
strong.
creative ways to break stuff. I will
Oh, of
say.
course they do. They can biff things. They can twist things. They can. It ends
Yeah,
up in their stomach.
yeah. Hand them a titanium rod, they hand it back to you like they were Superman.
Or
Like,
when a
how on
toddler like
earth?
cracks your head,
Oh
Uh-huh.
it's like,
man.
how'd you break your tooth? Oh, my toddler.
Yeah. They can be rough sometimes.
Rough
A
is an
mounted
understatement.
alien queen. Oh wow. Prop Dad Shop says a mounted alien queen crashing through the wall. I can imagine. Yeah. Some projects are well, I mean my rep rack, that'll never go until I move. I love my rep rack. That was my first furniture in this apartment was the
Yeah.
rep rack.
Now,
Priorities.
how are you getting all your stuff down to Rocky Mountain? Murph's not too far. 3D Printopia is probably drivable for you.
I put all my clothes in a carry-on and then I put the stuff that I bring with me in a suitcase. So I
Okay.
have like my display set up, and then I go home. Well, I say I go home with an empty suitcase, but usually I bring home like ambrosia filament and some protopasta and a couple other things. One time I brought home the cocoa press kit, but yeah, I usually bring a suitcase that's just the stuff for the show. So and then it
Assuming
all
you
goes.
get it back. Assuming it doesn't go to Italy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one time it was funny. One of my carry on they gate checked it and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's fine. You have an extra bag or whatever." So then yeah, it went all the way to Italy. It was all my Overture TPU.
Wow.
It came back. So yes, and Star Wars says I bring home the filaments that we can't get in Canada. It's true, and then I share. I'm very good at sharing because I mean this is constantly rotating. It's not a decoration, but it is a decoration. But it's constantly rotating. And once I print it with it, unless I really need it, it goes to someone in Montreal. So
Nice.
Montreal makers are lucky.
Is that how you avoid having a filament collection like Polymaker Joel?
I mean, listen, by my front door, there's like a whole rack of filament. In my bedroom, there's another whole rack of filament. I have the Panda, I think, what is the Panda rack? Maybe I think that's what it's called. I've got that full of filament. And I ordered all the new mats. So yeah, it's a problem. But I do cycle it out.
Speaking
I think I have like old filament. I do have some old spools. I still have some polyalchemy elixir.
Nice.
So
speaking of
I
racks, has anybody seen that short of the new Somebody made a new rep rack out of the IKEA Bestie.
No.
I have not.
Hold on, I will share this in private chat. It is absolutely.
One of my neighbors left an old shoe rack out that they were giving away. I just put some zip ties to keep it from spreading out. I use that as my rep rack.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I
use
actually want to build this.
The racks from IKEA, the little rolling cart things.
The Veskin, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only thing that's gone down in price in the last few years. It went from $15 to $10. It's fantastic. Oh no, we lost.
You can
the
check
clown
that out
hammer.
and see if you want to.
Uh-oh.
You can check that out and see if you want to share that or not on the stream. But that is, somebody was very imaginative with that. There's Clown Hammer.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, post it in the chat, Kat. Return of Clown Hammer.
Yeah. My computer was being dumb.
If that doesn't sound like an 80s horror film, I don't know what does.
Like Sharknado or what else? Yeah, right? Oh.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool.
So it's even enclosed.
Yeah.
I like how they put the Bamboo Lab handle on it. Okay. It does look like a version of the printer.
Hey, if it makes it fit into your workspace better, go ahead.
Well, I think when people started adding stuff to Maker World, some people realized if you stuck a Bamboo logo on it, it was getting attention. So then Bamboo's like, hold off. You can't put a Bamboo logo on, like, I don't know, a toilet brush or whatever you were, like at one point it was getting out of hand.
I'll be back in a second, guys. There's a...
Alrighty. What's interesting is there's already people making mods for this thing for heaters and all sorts of stuff in it.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that'd be smart.
I was like, 96 spools being heated at the same time.
Yeah, then your power bill will be $400.
Yeah, exactly. What kind of print farm is that for? Holy hat!
Right.
That'd be something and a half.
But I mean, I'm actually tempted to build it because 96 spools in a dry box at once. That would be excellent.
Here we'll bring some
different on how's that. Sit down.
Yeah, we've had Filament for about a year now, I think. It's exclusively sold through Fabrico right now.
Hi.
Hello.
Here's Kate. This is Cake's Makes. She's commandeered most of my printers.
She's not sharing very well. Okay, I'm leaving.
Okay, what did you need?
I wanted to see if my other husband was.
Yeah, she's printing all kinds of St. Patrick's Day.
When she realizes she's on a stream, she's like, okay,
yeah.
I am so desperately trying to get my wife into this hobby. She wants nothing to do with them.
It's
mine.
I don't know. There's different ways. There's different ways to get people involved in things, and I don't know. I think Polymaker Joel found that when his wife was off for shoulder surgery, she really started to get interested because he showed her the Bamboo Handy app, and so she was just sending stuff down to the printer, But you really have to have. Yeah. There has to be something that sort of sparks the interest, and I know for some people, like there's people that are like women are some of the most amazing crafters, right? And so it just adds another level to their making and crafting for sure.
Yeah.
She
I don't
got
have any
into it.
bamboos, but I have two Anycubics that have the same, similar type of app. So
Yeah.
Well, she likes to like
Yeah, this
I'll
is.
3D print things
I've
and
been
she'll paint
vandalized.
them. She likes to do
I've been
that.
I've been vandalized.
Cute headband.
And then she's printing out Guinness or
Oh,
beer
that's
mug
cute.
things. You can't put a headband on a bald guy. That's just not right.
Sure you can.
no, you got to put a starburst on his head.
I need one of those visors with the hair coming out of it.
Yeah, like Bob says, get your wife her own printers. But of course, Sandy also does a lot of the design for Built Over Bot. So
she
she's a
got
big
into
part
it
of it.
big time. She actually volunteered last year at Rocky Mountain. Hadn't really gotten into it, and then after that, she went full steam ahead. So yeah, she uses all the bamboos. She's been using the do enders. I showed her how to use a slicer. I've got a V0 that I built her, and she's used my. sorry, I was saying I couldn't resist. Yeah, and she's used my Voron. Yeah, she's all over it. She'll get in there, and then when she can't figure something out, I'll remote into the computer and walk her through it. So that way she's doing it, and I'm not doing it for her.
It's empowering. Yeah, it's empowerment. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
I find that at the RepRap festivals, at the events, if a wife says to her husband, "I want you to print that for me," I say, "No, you can print it for yourself. I printed that. You can print it. I designed that. You can design that." So I do that a lot because it's like,
during
what's
craft,
what's one more printer, right? What's one more printer in the house?
She's a
N
slave
plus one.
driver. She's
Why
a
do you
slave.
think I now have a workshop? She kicked me out of the house.
Yeah, during craft fair season, she's a slave driver. She comes in here. How come these printers aren't printing? We got to get some. I'm like, holy cow! Good thing you don't have a stick or anything to beat me with. But
She can print one.
Exactly. Don't give her any ideas. Are you watching the stream? No.
Clown, I'm going to send your wife an STL for a baton.
Oh, thank you.
Or there's things that you can print with TPU, even with TPU. Crack that
Yeah,
whip.
no. Yeah, we don't need. No, she doesn't need any ideas.
You can print Nerf blasters, and then she can get you from the other room. She doesn't even have to come in there.
Yeah, well, don't laugh. She texts me. You can see the couch. She texts me from it.
Isn't technology great?
Yeah, well, job hazard for me anyway, but yeah, she's too funny.
My daughter's bedroom is right off the is right next to the living room, and I'll be out in the living room, and she'll be in her bedroom, and she'll call me, and I'll hit ignore, and then I will then yell at her and tell her to come out there and just talk to me.
Oh yeah, we have the A boxes. She'll use those to make announcements. It got so bad I turned off the ability to make the announcement from the master bedroom. She's like, "What did you do to?" I'm like, "You got to get up." And I said, "You can come and see me. You know where I'm at. The house isn't that big." But I do need to get all this down into the basement at some point. But I got to get more power down there. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think 8. 8 of them in here.
Yeah, it's one of the things I need to do is run more circuits out here. I've got 2 in the breaker box that aren't hooked up to anything. They've got 15 amp breakers on them. I think I might have some 20s up in my leftover stuff from back when I did electrician work to pop in there and run 2 more circuits out here.
Yeah, that's one nice thing. Every room is on its own breaker, so. And I run 4 monitors plus I have a TV here, so I'm sure my power meter looks like a fan, but that.
When I built this
building,
that
was the other thing for this printer. Yeah.
Yeah. When I built this building, I wired it for 20 amp circuits.
Smart. Yeah.
And my service line, stop it.
It begins.
My service line is
Starting.
a 100-amp circuit, and
Right.
but I only put a 50-amp breaker on it so I can upgrade it.
Nice.
When I was doing electrical work, I always tried to talk people into running a sub panel out to their garage or workshop, and then every single outlet was a different 20-amp circuit.
Right.
Yep.
That's
What
what
I
I'll
did.
do to the basement is run a sub panel and then split it out so that because yeah, I do the woodworking stuff too. So the planer alone will take a 20-amp breaker and push it to its limit. So
Yeah,
Each one of those breakers are split 20s, so
nice.
there's 2 circuits on one breaker.
yeah.
Uh,
And you always try to run a 50 amp as well. That way, if somebody wants to run a welder or something.
what did I do with that? I was going to show that to
I've got
Harold.
I got one
Here,
spot open, and that's exactly for what that's for. Is my 50-amp.
let's see. Here, that's for Harold for Harold's benefit. It's a monkey wrench pen. It's got a tire on the top.
Oh wow.
I can't find my shark vertebrae pen, and that kind of upsets me.
How in the world did I lose a My Little Pony?
You got neighborhood kids that may have walked away with one of them.
Harold, if you
Nobody's
live
been
in
in this
Columbus, I
building.
may have been in your garage. I don't know.
I have my shoosh pen from
Oh yeah.
Harold.
What that?
Harold does some beautiful work, but I also Cloudhammer
Yeah.
does pen turning too. So
Yeah. Here, this one's another one that it's resin and wood.
oh wow.
Nice. I used to
Yeah, the
collect
camera sucks, but
hand turned wood pens. I think the only one I have left now is one that's Purple Heart. But
oh, nice. Yeah, I did a shell out of Purple Heart, and I went into Woodcraft or something, and the guy says, kind of like sanding on a soft rock, huh? And I'm like, yeah, that about sums it up. Because that is a hard wood for sure.
I had got a whole bunch of ebony at one point, like the old stuff back when it was actual, like real black ebony.
Oh, wow.
And that's, I don't know if it's still sitting there or not, but it was at a buddy's house back in Jersey.
Nice.
But I
Yeah,
had, I don't know, quarter of a cord of black ebony.
oh, wow. Yeah, one of the guys at the grocery store, well, they all know me at the grocery store, but he handed me a chunk of lace wood. He handed me a chunk of lace wood that, like this big. I said, what do I owe you for it? He's like, make me a pen. I said, all right, done.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I'm like, okay, I can do that. Yeah, I
Well,
screw them
speaking
up.
of things to print, someone is actually going to come and pick this up. So
Oh, nice.
I'm going to head out. But it was nice to be here, and maybe we can cycle in the other Canadian if it's possible. We'll see what
I think
happens.
I got a notification saying he was up and streaming on his own channel.
Oh, okay. All right. But thank you for having me, and nice seeing
Thanks
all
for
of
being
you.
here.
Likewise.
All right. Take care.
Thanks
Take
for
care,
coming
bye.
on.
Bye,
Have a
Liz.
good weekend.
Bye-bye.
See you later. So, yeah, I wonder where I did with that pen. That kind of, oh, well. Oh, I could go for a nap.
I had one earlier.
Who's in chat? Hopefully nobody I work with. I fell asleep in a meeting a couple days ago. I'm sitting here. I always mute. I was in the meeting, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, what do you think about?" I'm like, I really don't know. I'd have to really look into that.
I'm going to default to Bob on this one. We fired Bob earlier in the call.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, another Bob.
Who's
There's another
Bob?
Bob. Yeah, another Bob.
Hey, look, there's an
So
LDO box.
Yeah.
nice.
I think I've got most of a spool of the dark teal left, and I think that's all I've got left of LDO filament currently.
I like the steel wave blue is nice.
Yeah, yeah, Brad, for sure, Brad.
I don't know.
Videos, yeah. Oh my god! So we get called every year. We got to redo this thing, right? And we have to. It is if everybody focuses, it takes 8 hours, right?
Oh,
We watch
jeez.
these videos, and then everybody's got these remotes, right? And everybody's got to get it right. So if one person gets the answer wrong, you got to redo it. And
Oh.
it's just like, oh my god! And you're sitting there with 20 other people, and it's like, you've got to be kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
I was fortunately back in 25. I was on vacation the week that they did it, so I had to do it independently, and I managed to blow through it in maybe 4.5 hours or something. Because you still gotta wait for the video before you can get to the part where you answer those stupid questions.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, I'm sitting there watching YouTube while that video is playing because it's the same video every year, and it's common sense questions.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We've got some videos like that we have to take every year. It's the
And it's like
same.
EPA dumping and stuff like that. We don't do any of that. Like, why am I watching this?
Yeah, it's
Food safety.
HIPAA.
We don't make any food products, bro. If you're eating my gas tank that I'm making, there is a problem greater than how food safe that thing is.
Right.
It's got gas in it.
Yeah, we have to do HIPAA and all that other stuff, and it's the same video. It's the same course every year, but you got to get 100% on it. It's like, oh, you've done it 10 times, and now you remember the questions before. It's like click, 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 done. But yeah, it's a
Yeah, I wish
pain in
they'd
the
just give
butt.
me a Scantron sheet with the list of the questions. If I get them all right, I get to skip watching the videos. How's that?
There you go. What is this dog doing?
And they're
Dog's doing
always the
dog
worst
things.
actors in the world on those things too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They're not even qualified to be B actors. They're terrible. They're terrible.
It's not going to be long though, and legislators are going to have us watching safety videos for 3D
Oh,
printing.
good
Okay,
Jesus, Jones! Don't give him any ideas. Don't give him any ideas.
OSHA's going to show up to my garage and be like, "That's not safe." No, you're right. It's not. Neither is this.
Right? Oh.
Yeah, I had an interesting run-in 2 days ago with a gentleman from California who is, funny enough, in one of the gaming guilds I belong to. Turns out he is a staffer for a California politician.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
I'd
we
like
don't
to
talk
say
anymore.
I'd like to give most of them the benefit of the doubt and say that they mean well. They're just highly uneducated. When
Right.
you've got to make laws regarding everything, you can't be an expert in everything, right?
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah.
they're going to screw up, right? And they're going to screw up a lot because they're making a lot of laws about a lot of stuff. And they just try to make it overly broad and then let the courts figure it out later. And I
Yeah.
don't know. I believe in less government and less laws. But
And less taxes.
yes, I do
Oh.
believe we overthrew the last government that tried to tax us.
Yeah.
If
There's.
I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, this we had a heated discussion. Let's leave it at that,
I
and
could
we don't
imagine.
want to
Yeah.
talk because
Yeah.
he
It
didn't
happens
have any idea
sometimes.
what 3D printing was even about. But he was all for the legislation that was being passed.
Yeah. That's.
I'm not so I don't want to have a huge argument and go into a lot of political stuff, but it just I believe 3D printing or whatever the case may be. I believe that rules should be set by those that understand the process. We've all been at work.
Hmm.
We've all had that manager that knows absolutely nothing about the job that they're trying to tell you to fucking do.
Hmm.
Come
Amen.
in and try to tell you how to do your job.
The
Bro, I've
worst
been doing this for the last 15 years. You just got hired off the street 2 weeks ago. Why are
the
you coming in here trying to tell me how to do this? And
the
it's the
worst
same way
words you
with
can hear.
legislation.
The worst words you can hear at any job is we hired a consultant.
No, the
You know
worst
what?
words you can hear at any business is we hired him fresh out of college on an MBA.
Oh God.
My favorite. So I worked as a goldsmith for 12 years. And the one shop I was at, right, they hired a consultant to come in. And the consultant's advice, right, because at the time I was the only goldsmith they had, was you need to pay him more, a lot more.
Huh.
The skills he has, he can go anywhere. And if you don't pay him enough, I'm going to poach him from my shop, right? Because this consultant also owned a jewelry store in Philadelphia.
Huh.
They're like, that's your options. You pay him what I'd offer him, or I'm going to offer it to him. So he got me quite a significant raise.
Well, and he's the one that actually accomplished something correctly.
Yeah,
You know, and when
I,
I turned a ranch, it was bad. We brought in a consultant. We're like, here we go with the teams. Here we go with they'd split the shop up, and you're now part of this writer and this and it's like, why can't we just work all with all the right? It lasted about 3 months, and then they'd revert it back and go back to what it was, and because they realized they were losing money. But
Well, and I tried to the individual I was talking to, I tried to explain to them what we do
hmm
and the effects that it has, what they're trying to do with the California legislation, the Washington legislation, Colorado, and every other state
yeah,
that's trying to do it. What they're trying to do, what it affects us. And he says, no, it
right.
doesn't affect. No, it does. And it's not about anything else. It's about the jobs that it affects.
Well, and it's
I
also
was trying to
about
stay away
making money.
from. I was trying to stay away from the whole, pew pew talk about it.
Right.
Completely, I was staying as far away from that talk as possible. And I'm like, you don't understand. You're going to kill the aerospace industry. You're going to kill the engineering industry. You're going to kill all of these industries by doing this. And here's the statistical proof of that. And the guy just could not get it. I'm like, did you guys do any research into this at all?
No.
Almost all
Well,
prototyping these days is done on these machines that you're
well,
talking about doing this on. It's G
but
code, it's ones and zeros,
but it's the pew pew stuff that's driving it. At least that's
you
what they're
know?
saying.
And, you know, there's got to be a better way. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
yeah.
It has
Uh,
absolutely nothing, all I'm asking for is for people to look at a different method other than killing industry.
well, here's the thing,
well,
right?
Because
It happens with every new technology. It really does.
hmm
it does.
It happens over and over and over again. And then, you know, it gets sorted out. It takes time. Um, and like I said, they pass these laws with the okay, we're going to cast this huge wide net and let the courts sort it out. It's not the right way to do it, but it's how they've been doing it for
The sad part
quite a long
is by the
time at this
time
point.
yeah, the sad part is by the time it gets sorted out, we're going to be 50 years behind every other country in the world. because our Supreme Court moves at a snail's pace.
No, what'll happen is those industries will just move outside of the United States.
Well, exactly.
That
We will be so
manufacturing
far
will
behind that we
just
can't.
move. It'll move to
Yeah.
Mexico. It'll move to Asia. It's just going to relocate. Same thing that it's always done. Business is going to do what business does. Lawmakers aren't going to stop them from doing it. They're just going to do it someplace else.
And it's a sad part of our reality.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I hope you don't mind. I think we're going to go a little bit over today. I think our buddy Maker Millwright's going to come on. He was at Smurf.
Oh, nice.
And I would love to hear a little bit about it. Hope that's okay with you guys.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Now that we know we can only have one Canadian at a time.
That's not true, because you had Peslas on and my wife, and my wife's from Edmonton, so.
Don't let Evie much know that.
You'll get booted, dang it.
Right? Well, she lives here, though, so,
Yeah, I don't. I have no idea what was going on with that. Welcome back, bud. I am so sorry. Thank you for being so understanding.
I'm sorry, but man, it was funny.
I'm not here for you boys. I'm only here for Jose. Okay, let's be real.
The bromance is real.
The bromance is
man
real.
crush.
Facts, hard facts.
No, so we've all said we're going to hang out a little bit longer than our normal, because normally we'd be ending now. But I want to hear about your trip to Smurf.
What's
I know
Smurf?
that you've probably got some stuff that you want to hold back for your stream and stuff. But what you feel comfortable sharing, we'd love to hear about your experience.
I don't need to hold back anything, but I do need you to start me somewhere because there's a lot.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about your drinking habits.
Oh no. Well, just 2 cups.
They were this big.
Liar.
They were this size, though.
We saw the social media post. Liar.
What? No. Yeah. I had a couple of wobbly pops. Which post did you see? So I don't overshare.
All of them.
So we can go into that absolutely if you want.
How about the hangover the next morning? We saw that too.
I don't get hungover. I just don't. It's that's not a problem I have.
Why am I
It's a
on
curse
screen?
and a blessing.
I was gonna say.
That is. Hello, everyone. I'm Maker Millwright from the Free Heathen Workshop. If you've never seen me before, I've been lucky to join here on Projects in Dad's Garage with Alex. I'm a maker, general doer of things, internet live streamer, and designer.
It's good to have you, man. I'm sorry. Apparently, LTX wants to know, Jose, if you're a Giants fan.
I am.
And I'm sorry. Can you do that introduction again? I didn't understand. Who are you again?
Well, I am Maker Millwright from the Free Heathen Workshop. I make stuff and do things.
So how was the flight? How long was that?
Okay, so how do I put this? Anyway, so the flight was okay. So I flew from Vancouver to Calgary, Calgary to Paris, Paris to Manchester on the way in.
Oh wow, that's a.
And there was either free or cheap drinks the whole way.
Nice.
That's what I was told.
Yes, sir. One of my mods, Dank Think Tank, will be releasing custom shirts to commemorate that very soon. Just got to get them to do the design. Yeah, so it was. I guess so. It's 2 hours from Vancouver to Calgary, and then from Calgary to Paris it was 9, and then from Paris to Manchester was another hour and a half, and I have a 3-hour layover in each spot because I have trouble getting around and stuff, and I sometimes need help. So it
Those T-shirts are gonna say, "I got the free heathen sloshed, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt."
no. The running joke is that I like to use the math. If I use the same cup, it's the same drink.
Oh, but
So,
does that mean that since I'm drinking from my Yeti canister thing, that's all one drink? Perfect.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh,
That's exactly what it means. But in general, Smurf, like, so we have to start with the most important part of Smurf, if I can, and it is Smurf is a charity event, and I've wanted to go for years. Just like, let's be real, okay? This is my first chance to go in years. The reason why Smurf is so important is modern desktop 3D printing works off of a design, the version 6 hot end, which was developed by Sanjay Mortimer. He also developed several other, designed nozzles and some other equipment for machinery, okay? So he is a deep, dark loss for our community in a way that, unless you're really deep into the hardware, which I know some of you boys are, but some of the chat may not be, he's a very big loss to all of us. And his goal with his charity after his passing became finding a way for people with the tisms to be acceptable and involved in our community. And I've said on my channel, and I'll say it again here, is that every person, whether you can only move your eyeballs or if you're fully functional, and we'll say fully functional, that you have a place in this world with the rest of us. So, and we just need to find that spot for you. So his money, so all that money from that charity is raised to going helping special needs children, particularly those with autism, get into the STEM fields, particularly engineering and design. So it hits a spot in my heart that makes me happy. So, whether you go and you buy your ticket or you go buy your ticket and do the Joel telling, like lore, or I don't know, a trivia question, it don't matter if you succeed. All that money's going to the kids. And one of the interesting thing is they're like, I thought it was so funny too, because I went and looked and they're like, oh well, we're gonna sell 1,000 tickets. Like, no, you're not. They broke 1,300 tickets sold to the event.
wow.
Nice.
Wild. Like A1, number one, excellent. And then it's the usual. It definitely had a rep rap feel to it, not a trade show feel to it. So yes, you have a lot of vendors pushing your stuff. But if you guys don't know, the incredible, the amazing, the wonderful Rob Mink from Princeps was there showing off the baby belt.
Nice.
Yeah. And I happen to be a huge fan of the Mr. Rob Mink. I think he's a genius. I think straight up he's a genius. I think he doesn't get the attention he deserves. I think the baby belt doesn't get the attention he deserves. Which I went there and made sure he heard me loud and clearly, if you know what I mean.
You should be building one.
I should be building. I am waiting on something from him specifically.
Nice.
Something that none of you will have.
For.
Hush you, Kern. So I will say that maker chips were not a huge thing at the event. This is all I picked up. Maker chips are like pretty much a North American thing, from what I can see.
Oh.
People have it. Well, but Japan doesn't really make maker chips. Japan makes everything but a maker chip, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For real, like the stuff that's coming out of Japan with the foldable toys, the gear integration, things like that. So.
Right.
And one of the things that has come up, and it was, I think, as Liz said, it's just better to put your website on the back. The QR codes are great and all, but people struggle with printing them. They struggle with a number 4 nozzle in printing them, so a lot of people will then move to a number 2 nozzle, which is like a lowering of the ability for people to process, right? Because the machines, for those of you who don't know, they all come stock with a number 4. Number 2 is a service upgrade on machines.
You just got called out by Pez.
I've got
Sure.
I've got a maker chip from 3D Print Japan. He was at 3D Printopia.
Sure.
But I just picked up because my Switchwire, the only printer I have that's remotely capable of making them. I just picked up a .25 Revo nozzle because my Switchwire decided that it was going to self-destruct, and I'm going to do black and white Garage Crew maker chips because I'm extremely frustrated with the process right now.
We're not going to get rickrolled, are we, Captain?
I can tell you right
I should
now.
do that. I should do that.
I can tell you right now, a
Right.
few of mine will rickroll you. Yeah, they will. I won't tell you which ones because I think I have 5 or 6 designs available, but
awesome.
and I just randomly print them. But the one that went over the best with everything we got there was my wrench. So this is a 10 mil socket in the middle, and then it's
Nice.
Acme gear on the outside. Because the joke, of course, I kept saying to people was like, I know you're gonna lose it immediately, so why not make it a 10 mil and increase the luck that you might lose it, right? If you get the joke, you get the joke. If you don't get the joke, it's okay.
Yeah.
I get made fun of not for losing 10 millimeter sockets, for the fact that I don't lose 10 millimeter sockets.
And you're doing
But
something wrong.
Then you're not a very good mechanic.
no, I'm just an extremely OCD person
Listen,
because I use a socket, I take it off the wrench, and I immediately go put it back in the tray that it came from.
And then it jumps out of the tray and it's gone.
Rolls into the toolbox down the side of the thing.
you can say that
I don't
all
know
you
what to
want.
tell you.
You
I
can
don't know
say
what
that
to
all
tell
you
you.
want. But
My
my
son
experience
gives
is,
me all sorts of grief.
like, I could buy a drawer of 10 mil, close the drawer, turn around, open the drawer, it'll be empty. Guaranteed.
I have a shirt that says "Have you seen me?" and it's a picture of a 10 mil on the back of a milk carton.
Yep.
I saw that shirt. Somebody had one of those shirts at one of the events.
Yeah.
So this one, I myself did a very similar pattern to this. I have one right here. So it's like really easy. It's a fidget spinner in the middle. So what this gentleman did was this is a neat little cheat. The core is PLA and the outside is PETG. So inherently they don't stick. So you actually get that finer adhesion point. Because
That's cool.
yeah, it's because I kept trimming and trimming and trimming to get that tight fitment, which I thought was really cool. Again, I forget who most of these makers are. You can check them out on the QR code if you want. Like I said, I agree with Liz though. I think that just having your website on the back is good. 3D Punk, I have to post a picture of him and I on Twitter because he keeps lecturing me on Twitter that he didn't get a selfie with me, but I got one. So that was pretty funny. Because he's like, "Where's my photo?" And I'm doing my photos tomorrow on show. This is a beautiful, beautiful chip by the San J. Mortimer Rep Rap Festival Foundation.
Oh, nice.
Again, and you can see like the color coding and stuff is very wonderful, very very cool, very tight, very clean. The Polymaker one, this one's kind of fun. So this one is I believe 4-color. Yeah, it looks like 4-color. And you can see it's got a hole right through it, and apparently the QR code reads, but I don't like QR codes, so it is what it is, right? Stria systems, they were pretty fun. Talking about super lightweight, super soft TPU. Again, I'm interested in that for when it comes to death racers and stuff. Again, another one I don't remember. Again, I think that people should put their name on it, but your logo works good too, right?
Hey, Mitch.
I designed and printed that. What? Kevin? Say it again. What else we got here? So
Kevin 3D prints a lot of chips for different companies and stuff. So he printed the Sanjay chip, I think he's saying.
That's that is classy. It's tight. It's very, very good. Very good. So this is the Woodcraft by Owen. He gave me 2. You can go follow Piled on Twitter. I'll show you the Piled one here in a moment. But so Owen ended up with 2. Yeah, that Sanjay Mortimer one is tight. Like it is, the aesthetics of it is very, very good. I really like that one. It's very simple yet beautiful. It came out really nice. Um, this one, I believe this is this Cookie Cat. I think that's Cookie Cat.
Yeah, it's Cookie Cat.
They were super nice. And outside the Cookie Cat booth, they had a nice little tree, and they were putting them on as decorations. When I was talking to the people from Sanjay Mortimer, I told them like, hey, go get one of the printers to print you off the shirt clasp for the maker chip, because there's actually out there in the wild, there's actually a clasp that will fit through your shirt, and you can press a chip in, and it acts like a pin.
Yeah.
Three,
The Cookie Cat folks are nice. They came out for my last maker meetup. We're helping them build their Trident.
they were a little bit blown away because they didn't really know who I was. And then I told them, and they were like, "Oh, that's you." I was like, "Yeah, that's me." 3D E3D were very nice, and then there's two really great ones. There's two really great ones. So this one's really near and dear and close to my heart. Like I said, I really believe in Rob Mink. I believe all of his engineering and technology is truly something special. I went all the way to Sanjay Mortimer Rep Rap to meet him. At which point he says, "But Maker, your machine is sitting on my desk at home." I was like, "Well, that doesn't help me now, does it? Or else I'd be plugging it in." And then of course there's Rob's link right there. But Princeps, that's the guys behind Crooked Crow, Baby Belt, things of that nature. Really huge
I
fan of him.
forgot about the Crooked Crow.
His stuff is crazy. Like it just he does not get enough credit. And then my homie, my buddy, my dudette, Slayers. Remember, every time you guys talk to Layers with Lily, reminder her name is Lily Slayers. Also, Lily's Layers, but we like to give her a hard time about it.
Nice.
Her and I did trivia together. It was really good. Did you do that one, Kevin? That's a good one. Like again, like you have a really artistic eye. I do not. I just do the thing, right? So overall, like the show was small. Like they had no idea what they were in for. Like no clue. Um, I was invited to a couple of factories. I said, guys, like don't do that. I'm trying to leave. I got to go back to Canada. They're like, well, but X kind of like Bruce is like, well, and then Bontek's like, well, and I was like, no, I got to go back. I got stuff to do. So I might have to get my butt over to Europe there in a little bit. One of the other companies that I just met, I guess it's F3DM. I'm actually running their stuff right now. They have no North American distribution, but they're Turkish. Very, very nice. I got to talk to their technical engineer, and I said, well, if you give me something to run, I'll run it, and we'll see what happens. I'm running it all scales right now, so bare basic stuff was really cool. I know it seems like
Turkish are great. They make fantastic desserts as well.
And cheap shotguns. So their adhesion is really good so far. I'm running some miniatures in their stuff to see what it's really like, because the smaller scale you get, the harder it is for the filament to perform, right? The bigger stuff is easy. I saw a Mad Max Voron build. So it's like a Voron 0.0 with a Mad Max conversion where he extended the frame rails out. So it was tool swapping. That was really cool. Was it Muon? Where I got to dig. Look at this. You guys are making me work. I'm getting all the tips from today, right? Is that how it goes?
We got $5 so far.
5 spot, nice. So
Bearded
these
printer.
Beardy. So these boys were taking a positron and making it very stylish and dressed up, and manufacturing it in the UK. Well, I don't know if it's full manufacture. I think it's more assembled in the UK because I guess supply chain or whatever. But they were aluminum body. One of the things they talk about is
Yeah,
they're
I saw
they're
that one.
yeah, it was cool. They were very, very proud of their PEI coating on glass. And it's like, oh, it took me 2 years of research to do this. I was like, hey, man, super cool. The disassembly of the machine was super easy, super tight. And it's instead of the top being exposed with all the internals, they actually flipped it so underneath all the internals are. But he was saying that you'll have to send it back for warranty because there's something about power supplies and getting tools into the power supply that make it not safe. So I don't know the finer eccentricities. I got to send them an email, but they were super nice. They showed a battery. They have a battery pack to go with it, something like 6 or 8 hours running on a battery pack. Plus, you can plug your laptop in it when you're low on juice. They were really nice. Yeah, some very nice set of Italian designers that were very cool. And then something from Bond. I got some cards here I can't show you guys. Of course, we love Cocoa Press around here. Love me some Cocoa Press. They were there showing passion and love for the event. Um, Diamondback was there. They were really cool. I said, "Hey, you guys gonna be making parts for the Snap 2 or the Snapmaker Artisan?" Like, "Oh, we're not doing older machines, but we do have this hot end for a U1." I was like, "Oh, I have the multi-tool machine." And then, of course, you gotta love the guys from Cookie Cat. They were super nice.
Brad with the 9.99. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. Howdy, do it. So, and met up with quite a few streamers. It's always funny when I go someplace and somebody knows who I am. I always think that's funny, um, especially in Europe, right? So, and it ended up being a lot of content creators, which I thought was really cool. And then, so I was there. So we won't talk about my drinking and we won't talk about my smoking because
Come
that's,
on.
oh, you don't want to hear those stories. They're fantastic and you wouldn't be
We
interested.
want to hear the stories from other people anyway.
Oh
They're
no!
going to tell the story better.
Listen, anything they say is a blatant lie, okay? And I had
All
2
right.
drinks,
Next
that's
week,
it.
we're bringing your mods on. All right.
There you go.
Oh
Get the real
no.
truth.
Oh, not the mods. They're troublemakers, those ones.
I'm going to go post in your Discord right now.
No, don't do that. No, 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 don't do that. That's that's not so good. Um, but there is a reason
We'll
why,
pay for stories of makers' bad attitudes.
listen, there's a reason why they call me the heathen, right? Um, So in general, like the one thing, like no matter what my stories are, no matter what I did, the thing I want most, I guess, when I talk about this stuff for sure, is like one, it's a charity, so your money, no matter even if you buy tickets and don't go, your money's going somewhere. And two, if you're unsure if you belong there, well, they'll let me in, right? Like let's be real. They'll let me in, and I'm just an animal, man. So yes, if you're unsure, you're new to all this, even if you've been printing for a day, even if you've never touched a machine, but you're just like, hey, like, should I go? Yes. The answer is it's full of designers, it's full of makers, it's full of companies, and it's full of like, I don't know, whatever you'd call me. So, but Joel Telling was there, Mantic was there, 3D Musketeer was there. Those are just the ones off the top of my head. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. But it was a meeting layers with Lily was always a really good thing because she's a VTuber, so you never really get to meet her. Like I say, the Joel Telling event, if you guys ever get a chance to go to one of the Joel Telling like trivia nights, it's cool because like there was stuff there that goes back like 20 years. He was digging deep, and it was really really interesting. I will be giving like a lot of my footage and content to one of my mods to edit down into some videos, and we'll throw them on the YouTubes. Tomorrow I'm going over photos. I have a ton of selfies with people. Of course, the lovely, which you all may not know or not, but the lovely Mike Bones was there. He's a content creator. He works in miniatures and painting, so it's like painting tutorials, things like that. He's a sweet dude. Um, and then I spent a few extra days in country. I went up to Wales. I went down from Manchester through Style. That one was really cool because I think you guys might like that. It's an active early turn of the century textiles plant. So this was made in that factory on their 100-year-old machines. Right?
I'm trying
So
to see what it
Oh wow.
is.
what it is it's two woven cotton. What these are called quarters, I guess. I'm gonna turn them into. I'm gonna sew the two together, dart them, and make them into a handkerchief, like a pocket square. And just watching the machines run, like if you're like me and you like machines, like totally worth going to Style. Then I went down to Chester. I was in Chester for a few days. Again, don't ask. I only had 2 drinks. I promise, just two. Um, and then I was in London. And again, I only had 2 drinks in London. You know,
Two
because
drinks at the same
The
time.
first, the first and the last one.
This size, yeah.
Well, remember they're British pints, so they're a little bit on the
Yeah, they're bigger.
bigger. But yeah, like if you guys can ask all the questions you want, but like I do really want to emphasize, right? Like whether you're a content creator, whether you're just, you know, an average person, whether you're just curious, um, if you're just print curious, as they say, or if you know something, go talk to people. The companies are dying to hear from you. I know a lot of them were like, "Hey, why haven't you reached out to us?" As like, I'm bad at that. So I kind of got a lecture from my mods and from the companies. So that was pretty funny. Um, but like, this is a remix. I'll be doing a remix of this again. This centerpiece comes out and that maker chip comes out, but I'll be remixing this again for Murph. So if you guys end up waiting for it, or if you do, if you're excited to see what the remix is, make sure you say something, because if you don't, I'll like remix it the day of and then just print it and take it with me. So, but this is intentionally designed for Filament, but I just super glued it in because for me, this is going to hang on my wall with the rest of my event stuff, right? Oh, and the other thing, which I also got an earful about, was so I am missing something on my card, and it stopped me from getting into the Friday night event. I didn't tell anyone I was a creator while I was there. It took my guide and some other people around me to point out to the fact that, by the way, I am a content creator and designer. So, and then just for all you Voron lovers, I have released these. You might say, well, why is your tube ribbed? It's ribbed because I have issues with my hands, so it is easier for me to open and close. This is designed specifically for the Voron Zero, so it doesn't exceed the limits. So you actually can get the smaller tubes. This is a remix
I
of.
didn't. I didn't say anything.
What, her pleasure? We know why it's ribbed, okay?
No, Royal, the
Ribs
Jose and
for
I are
maker's
back and forth
pleasure.
and on stuff. The Jose and I are giving each other a bad time because we've got a twitchy unit over here.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
so I actually, so this is the original built over bought chip holder, right? And I actually saw one of these in the wild. Mike Moans had one. But like again, I can't grip that. It doesn't work for me. So my original version was very aggressive, like what they call an Albertan oil sands grip, because they'll double knurl everything. But I found that as my hands have been getting better, I can get to a smaller texture, and then I just put a footprint on it, and I recommend them. Now there's a bunch of different options. There's the ladder. The one of the cooler things is that K2 Kevin, for those of you who are going to events to distribute, K2 Kevin makes an insert for filament boxes that'll carry 500 chips. I brought 101 chips with me, and I brought back I brought back a bunch. So and there was, like I said, I didn't find a lot of chips on the floor. There wasn't a lot of people with them, so it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's cool, yeah, I get it. But one of the things, I ended up with a lot of business cards, right? Because it's like email me directly sort of thing. So I don't really know either way. But yeah, so sorry, getting back to this, make sure if you are a content creator, you tell the event that you are, because sometimes they'll have an event where content creators can meet other content creators, or they have a time to speak to the companies privately, instead of when there's 1,000 people in the site.
Yeah. That's a
um,
problem at
Yeah,
3D
Rocky Mountain is
Printopia.
one of those. So
say again.
Hmm.
Rocky Mountain is one of those. You have to let the event organizers know that you're a creator or media.
Yeah.
How does one do that?
I got it taken care of for
Uh,
both of us. You
No,
have to
I
let
know,
Justin know.
just for others though. I know you
get
told
You have to
me
in
that
let
you.
you have to let Brecor 3D know.
Okay.
or get in the Rocky Mountain rep Discord and
Yeah.
I didn't know there was one of those either.
I didn't know they
no.
had
Yes,
one
there
either.
is.
So again, there's been now that I've done Smurf, everyone's asking what other events I'm doing. I am 90% confirmed for Midwest, but there has been, hey, are you doing Rocky Mountain? Hey, are you doing Printopia? Hey, are you doing Form Next? Hey, are you doing Adepticon? The answer right now is no. I don't have the funding for all those projects. I had some funding for this project, and I have funding for Midwest. Alex, you can take me off main screen, but I don't have a whole lot. I got a lot of stories. I did try to log everything while I was at the event. One of the things I do recommend is that you guys always carry a notebook with you. I always carry a notebook with me. Don't steal. If you see my notebook, don't steal my notebook. There's nothing in there you want. I don't design or nothing. And if I did, you wouldn't want it. You wouldn't want my designs in the first place. So, yeah, that would be again. I'm probably the worst for like announcing that I'll be at an event or whatever. So, unless someone like directly says, "Hey, make sure you like do X, Y, and Z," I just won't. I won't be in the content creation thing because I don't pay enough attention. I'll be honest. I did break my bow tie, my super awesome bow tie, my glow in the dark bow tie day one. And then my Smurf bow tie, I believe it got snapped in half one afternoon.
Probably when you were having one of your two drinks.
Listen. We're not judging that, okay? Oh, and the other thing is, Manchester, like for all the Brits say they don't know what like ugly or violent neighborhoods are, or I don't, because when I was there it felt crazy safe. I'd be walking home at like 4 or 5 in the morning back to the hotel. Nobody bothered me. There was some panhandlers, of course. There's some homeless, but it was way nicer than here in Vancouver. Like way nicer. I get back last night and there's a dude in my car park, enjoying himself. Let's say.
Yeah. So that is a thing that exists everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so people that have never been to a legitimately dangerous place to be have
Yeah.
no idea what a dangerous place actually is, right?
Right.
It's like my in-laws, right? I live in a small town, right? It is a nice town. Uh, I've been here for several years, and there hasn't been a murder. And they think to hear them say it, it is Harlem, right? I live someplace where, in the course of smoking a cigarette on my patio, there would be 3 to 4 gunshots, right? And every single day there was 1 to 2 people listed in the obituary that was killed the previous day,
Uh,
right? But to them, it is like they are legitimately afraid of a small town with a crime rate, you know, far below the national average.
yeah,
I
small towns are usually much better.
Like I say, when I can walk back, 20, 25 minutes by myself, and remember, like, I don't like to be by myself, right? When I can walk back in the dark by myself, dressed the way I do, and no one bothers me, no one. That's pretty safe. I have a really dark story. They've definitely improved the quality of Vancouver. Things have definitely gotten a lot better. But I was literally on a phone call with a sponsor one night, and there was a shooting that we could hear. I was like, mm-hmm. So Vancouver's gotten a lot better, but it definitely needs to improve.
As I understand it, the most dangerous thing you can do in Manchester is wear the jersey of an opposing football team in public.
Like I say, like I they're always like, oh, the English aren't that friendly, dude. When I went to London, which is their big city, right? Um, I come out of the train station. I'm looking for Paddington Bear, and they've statues of Paddington Bear. Yeah, right. You'll see. There's a ton of photos with me and him. Um, I'm looking for Paddington Bear, and I'm in Paddington Station, which is the area, right? And I stop a random dude dressed well. He's from I can't say where he's from, but he's from a tech company. And I'm like, dude, like, hey, do you know where Paddington Bear is? And he's like, no, But here, let me check on my phone for you. Listen, that would never happen in Vancouver. Never. And dude, stop. And he had somewhere to go, busy bee. And remember, with cities, people keep their head down. They got somewhere to be. I get it. But dude, like, stop, chat me up. I had a dart with him. He pulls out his phone. He's like, "Oh, Paddington's down the station to the left." Like I couldn't believe it. And then when I was in Manchester, I couldn't believe it was so safe. I just, and sure, maybe I missed something, right? You know, me nowadays, I don't go anywhere I'm not welcome. But I definitely can tell you it is different than here. The food is cheaper, probably half of what it is here, and that's not exchange wise. Like I can get an energy drink, a sandwich, and a snack for $6.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Six British pounds. Remember, Canadian money is like monopoly money these days. It's real bad, real bad. So it just going and doing that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Like and the one, like I say, the one thing that matters more than any of that is if you're unsure if you should go to one of these events, go to one of these events. If somebody gives you a hard time, just slough it off because they're one of 1,300, one of 5,000, one of 10,000. You know, unless you know them and you got a butcher shop for them, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. The community, by and large, as a whole, is really, really nice and really welcoming. And yeah, there's always a bad apple or two in every bunch, but is what
Well,
it is.
Yeah, you'll have that with anything.
just remember, I will be at Murph. I will be stalking Jose. So there's just really everywhere he goes, I'm going until we're friends. It's friends by irritation. You know what I'm saying?
I will say that the LDO booth does have the nicest totes to carry around all your stuff in.
Oh, I do have one of the totes. You want me to get it? I
That
carry
one.
a backpack everywhere I go. So
Yeah, I do
all
too.
right.
I'm planning on bringing a wagon this year to Rocky Mountain for as much crap as I came home with last year.
Well, Bearded Printer and the wonderful Retro Maker TV will be at Rocky Mountain.
Yes, they will.
I'll tell
Bearded
you what,
bucket.
But
though, if
I,
Bearded Printer
gentlemen,
does not get around to making a Flexi Stegosaurus, my daughter's going to have a heart attack. Okay, she
gentlemen,
Wow.
Oh,
I do
she's
Where?
need
like,
to go. So it's been a pleasure this
nice.
evening.
Have a good one, Kat. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
man.
Have a great evening, everybody. Chat, everybody. Have a great evening.
Love you,
Liz, it was
Kern.
great
Later.
seeing you again.
If you're not subscribed to Captain Kern on YouTube, make sure you do that.
Probably have these again.
Bye.
Oh, yeah, but where's my shirt? Jose, where's my shirt, dude? Where's my shirt, homie?
Right
I have
next to
it.
mine, bud. Right next to mine.
Are you coming to Remurf, Jose?
Yeah. Yep. I'm doing Rapid and then Rocky Mountain.
Nice.
I'm gonna be hurt if Clownhammer gets a shirt and I don't. Seriously.
Well, no, because I'm bringing this to be on display at West 3D's booth, so he. That actually is true. Keela hit me up and said, "Hey, because it's all out of ambrosia and most of it's from West 3D." So she said, would you mind bringing it to display?" So
What is it?
my V0 that's been giving us both Dane Bramage,
Did she say
Oh,
it has to be running?
huh?
Did she say it has to be running?
I don't know. That was not a question because I figured it should be running. So
I like
oh,
that.
that's nice.
thanks. Yeah, it was. So this is actually the wife's anniversary present because she
Aw.
kept stealing my stuff. So, and since she's Canadian, I did red and white. But yeah, so yeah, it'll randomly shut off and error out in the middle of a print, and I've swapped the Pi, the peak umbilical, the board, the power supply today, and 4 USB cables, and it's still randomly it'll go 4 prints, no problem, and then boop, and there's
Mine does the
no.
same thing.
Does it?
Don't feel too bad. Yeah, it's done it since day one.
So just
I
randomly
blame it on RP 2040s.
it's and you've got the peak umbilical.
Yeah, and the
Jose's gonna drop.
SKR. Yeah, I blame it on RP 2040s, man.
It's yeah, it keeps dropping. It's the weirdest thing. It worked great, did 6 or 8 prints right out of the gate, no problem, and then all of a sudden, boop, it just stops.
What kills me is that I'm never able to recreate any of the issues that people have.
I know that's extremely frustrating when you're like trying to help somebody out and
Right.
troubleshoot an issue and you can't get your version of the same thing to have the issue. I understand, right? You know,
Yeah,
we've
it's
all taken the car to the mechanic and it mysteriously fixes itself while it's there.
oh yeah, it's
The
and I mean
key
there's
is in his
nothing
name.
left to swap.
The key is in his name. Just pointing it out. Just in his name. That
Right.
you might want to, just saying is all. Just saying is all.
Yeah.
Yeah, does it have the little screen with the knob on it, Clown Hammer?
Not yet. It's still on my desk.
Okay.
I haven't even put
Because
that on
those things are
yet.
notorious too for disconnecting. If you put that on there, put
Oh,
Calico on it and make it a non-critical MCU.
yeah, I've got a few more panel clips to put on, and it's done. But yeah, I've tried a different. It's a Big Tree Tech SKR Mini E3V3. I've thrown 2 of those at it. Tried different SD cards. I've flashed the uh, firmware 3-4 times. It's just it's I've
You
probably
you
ran 9
swapped
prints.
everything on it already.
Yeah, I mean there's the only thing that hasn't been swapped has been the hot end. I've swapped the tool board head. I'm about to just take and use the wires from the peak umbilical, make a connector, just plug it all in into the board. Like that, use that as a cheat. But yeah, it's the weirdest thing, and it's a new peak umbilical too.
What are we using code Teslas for? Is it ambrosia?
Let's see.
Yeah, Fabrico shirts are
Oh,
fantastic.
oh yeah.
Plus, the old lady doesn't get mad at me because for getting them because she likes the little honey badger. She thinks it's cute.
Oh,
I think the only printer she wouldn't get mad at me for building would be the Cocoa Press. But
When you replaced the Pico Umbilical, did you replace the small board too?
yeah. Both boards and the cable. Like I said, the only thing that hasn't been swapped out has been the hot end.
Yeah, but that wouldn't.
No, I mean, so I dropped another Clipper log file in the ticket. So yeah, oh man, this thing's working. I got 3, 4, 5 prints out of it. No problem. I wasn't even putting filament through it for a while because it was it was just. I mean, it doesn't matter how far it gets. Sometimes it would get almost to the end and then done.
could that be a grounding issue? I mean, it's running back to that board the same as anything else would be.
Uh,
Same way we had issues with the Nighthawk where you got to ground the stepper motor on the tool head. I hadn't thought about that until just now. I might try that on mine.
where would you
Ground the
ground it? Ground the board
Yeah, so pick any ground pin on the board and just
and run it
run
back
out.
to the.
Yeah, just sand the paint off the motor a little bit where the screw goes through. Run an extra long screw, not a connector on there. Run a wire just back to any one of the ground pins on the board.
You know what I wonder? I thought about trying was hooking up a different extruder motor.
And I noticed that printing ABS causes way more issues than printing PLA does with
Oh, I
static
haven't even
buildup.
I haven't even tried ABS yet. I've just been running PLA, and I had it with the door on, the door off, because I thought maybe it was getting hot. But yeah,
But you also had failed prints without filament, right?
oh I've been running it without filament. I've been
Yeah,
running
so
with
then it
filament.
wouldn't
So
be that.
yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe the extruder motor because it's still extruding, even though it's like, well, maybe there's something going on with that. But I don't have another pancake motor like that. No, I don't. I don't. I'd have to take. Do I? I'll have to look. I don't think I do. But no, I was just giving him a bad time about it because it's driving us
So
both nuts.
what is the error you're getting?
UMB.
Or it
Uh,
loses connection.
yeah, loses connection to UMB, MCUM, UMB. I can send you my log file if you want.
Yeah, Brad might be right about the 5 volt issue not being because a Pi
I put a
needs
buck
5 amps.
converter in. I took
Yeah,
out. I
buck
took a few.
converters are terrible about providing
Are they?
enough power. Yeah,
Because I've been
even
running them on the Duenders with no problems.
yeah.
But I mean, who's to say maybe that I could take the buck converter off this Duender here and try it. It's a known working. But yeah, I tried that. But let's see here. I'll send you my Clipper log file. I'll send it to Brad too. But yeah, it's
drop
just been.
drop it to Chat GPT and ask it what's wrong.
Oh God, it'll come back and say I need to change the blinker fluid in my muffler bearing.
You know what? It's pretty decent. It's
Is it
pretty decent about going through Clipper logs. It is.
really?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I just did it on stream the other day. Uh, yeah, I've used Chat GPT to fix quite a few printers that nobody else was able to fix.
Interesting.
Anyway, guys, we are 45 minutes past our normal closing time. One last call for alcohol, Heathen.
I'll take two. I mean, what?
um, uh, Federer used it to fix a lot of stuff on his stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's useful. It's a fantastic tool for diagnosing stuff, right? Like if you're asking it for code and stuff like that, before you just randomly plug it in, check it maybe. But other than that, yeah, it's really good for helping to narrow down what could be wrong with the situation.
Huh. That's worth a shot. I mean, I'm willing to
Yeah.
try anything once.
Anyway, guys, thanks for joining. If you're new here, hit subscribe. We do this every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, everybody, for coming, hanging out. Paisley, thanks for coming on the show. Kevin, you got to come on, bud. I'd love to have you come on and talk about stuff you do because you do some really cool stuff.
Oh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Heathen, thanks for coming on and sharing some of your stories from Smurf. If you want to hear more, go check him out over on Twitch, the Free Heathen Workshop. Clownhammer, you don't have a.
I
Neither
just
does
pop from place to place.
neither does Jose. I really need Jose to start a YouTube channel where he just shows us all the stuff that nobody else knows about yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Just make everything members only.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not have to wear a mask.
Anyway, guys, thanks again. Thanks to Brad. Thanks to Bearded Printer for the super chats. Appreciate you. Thank you to those that subscribed. Make sure you hit the like button. Check you out later.
Thank you.